Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines? Is that what we're supposed to say? Probably start your engines. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Is that how we're supposed to do it?
My engines are started.
Do you feel like your engines are started up?
Well, actually, I just woke up, so they're starting up, I would say, not started.
My friends, JAJAMers, do not adjust your television set or phone or computer, whatever you're watching on. Jake is currently trapped in an oil painting and can't be here today. He fell into an oil painting. He fell into a charcoal sketch like the Aha music video. Mr. Travis filling in for Jake today, co-hosting our debut of Aetherdrift. Travis, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm ready to be Aetherdrifting.
Are you ready to be Aetherdrifting?
Yeah, I'm at some point in time, I hope that there's a card that says, now this is Aetherdrifting.
Would you describe yourself as at full throttle today?
No, I just woke up, so I'm at half throttle, I would say. But
we might need to hit the afterburners.
Full throttle.
Yeah. We'll get there.
I'm hoping to get to full throttle by the end of the stream.
I've been sitting here practicing my car puns and my race puns for the last hour and a half.
Blake is able to rev my engines on this set.
Your engines are going to get revved, I'm pretty sure. Chat, we appreciate y'all being here today. Travis filling in. We are going to see some Aetherdrift stuff. Let me go over some things real quick. Channel sponsors: Card Conduit, best place to sell your cards online. TCG Player, best place to buy them. Dragon Shield's the best way to protect them. And of course, Moxfield, for putting all your deck lists online and sharing them to your friends. Thank you to all of our channel sponsors. Thank you to our patrons and our channel members. Appreciate any of y'all that are here today. Any of our channel members want to drop some emojis in chat? That's a thing. We're going to be talking over this, y'all. We're going to be reacting live. And so if you want to watch this video in an uninterrupted form, it's available on YouTube, just like it is for us. You can go watch it and then come back and watch our reactions after. But it's very likely that Travis and I will be pausing. We will be talking over it. We'll be searching up tangential things that we want to find out. And
I'm ready.
And with that, we're in the 5-minute countdown on Watsy's side.
Okay, so this is the first time I've done this with you.
Yeah.
So where should I just pull it up on my own end, or do I get a feed from you?
I've got it shared to you currently in this Discord call.
You think that you do, but you do not.
I do not. It must have gone away.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can rectify that. Chat, if you want to click that. Okay, I should be sharing system audio as well. Oh, that's right. I killed it because the pre-game audio was on and I didn't figure you wanted to hear royalty-free synthwave music. But now you're hearing royalty-free prep music.
I love royalty-free synthwave music. It's honestly the thing I think that's going to get me most excited for the set.
Is some royalty-free synthwave music? Well, you're in the right place.
Yeah. I apologize to all the jammers that I'm here instead of Jake. I love Jake very much. I was just playing Magic with him recently because we both live in the greater Los Angeles area. But he's off traveling right now on a secret mission to uncover the story behind Aether and drifting.
That's right.
I'm sure we'll provide updates in future videos. But I'm excited to live react because I've always watched these with you whenever you guys are doing them. I've always watched your live streams of them, so it's pretty cool to be here for that.
Got a question. Is there anything that's maybe another program on your computer that's using your mic? You're getting that brr, brr, brr stutter when you speak, as though it's being used in 2 different locations on your computer.
I have never had that experience before, but let me investigate.
Yeah, chat. Everybody give your love to Jake. He's at an Obama fashion show. Travis, big claps for Travis filling in today. We're gonna get a little live reaction going here in just a few minutes. The music you're hearing is not our typical stream music. It's because the countdown for the stream has already begun. Click that like button if you don't mind. Let's get up to 69 likes in the next 2.5 minutes. That seems doable. 250 of you hanging out.
Chad. Do any of you hear my audio issues? Because somebody else says that they don't. So I don't know if this is a Joel only problem. Joel has a lot of problems, and I don't know if this is one of them.
I've never refuted that fact. I've never refuted that.
Okay, okay, other people hear it. Let me figure out what's going on. It's so funny. I've never had this issue before.
We appreciate y'all hanging out today. I don't know if you've got like a, I was going to say maybe a cord connector. Headhunter Racing with the $4.99 super chat. That makes you our stream monarch. All hail the stream monarch. All hail. Crowns in chat for the stream monarch. Not too hopeful on this set, but here we go. Yeah, Headhunter, I think lots of people are feeling that. Travis, where do you fall on this set going into it as far as like hype level or like eyebrow, one eyebrow raised and the other one lowered?
You know, I am open to it being good. I'm open to it being rough. I think there's a lot of people that already decided how they feel about it, which
Correct.
I find to be a little surprising given we haven't seen it entirely. I get that people might be turned off by the aesthetic, but I'm sort of the opinion that I wanted to wait and see until it started, and you know, we saw the cards before I was like, this set is doomed. But again, I get that for some people they might just be looking at the aesthetic and be like, oh man, I do not like Mad Max style stuff.
Oh yeah, if you don't like Mad Max style stuff, this is probably going to be a very not good set for you based on what we've seen so far. Also based on what we've seen so far, I think that this is going to be the most secret layer looking Magic the Gathering set that we've ever seen. Potentially comparable to like the special edition Lord of the Rings in terms of secret layerness, but we'll see. There's a wide, they went ahead and spoiled a pretty wide I'll say direction of treatments, and the way it's looking right now, I mean, if they continue down that path, if there's a special showcase that's pretty wild, if there's some special guests that are pretty wild, I'm interested to see how far they lean in, because that could be kind of the next step between here's all the booster fun, here's the secret layers, and here's Spider-Man later this year featuring 18,000 new treatments of special rare stuff. Anyway, let's react to Aetherdrift.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, you! Has life been passing you by?
I like the subtitles.
Want to add a little explosiveness to your day?
Is that volume okay for you, Trav?
Or find out if you have
yeah,
what
I
it
can
takes to
turn it
beat a
up on my end.
demon-possessed machine that magically harvests souls for fuel?
You know what's interesting too is they released this trailer yesterday.
Yep.
It was over on the IGN site. It definitely is like one of their more
Then join the
chill trailers, I guess I would say, in terms of I feel like the budget that they spent on it. It's somebody said that it reminds them a little bit of the old school Hearthstone set trailers, and I agree with that.
Yeah, it reminds me of the older school Magic trailers too, because they in the old days they would just kind of use art from the set and like give it basic movement and do some pans and stuff, and that's basically all they would do, and that's what you've got here.
Yeah. They've probably spent all their marketing budget on Final Fantasy and Spider-Man.
Yeah, I would assume that that is where the dollars went this year for sure.
We're gonna get some crazy trailer for Cloud and
Right.
Sephiroth fighting.
But see, 4 or 5 good digital artists can take this art that already existed and make it motion, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's the trailer. Here we go, chat. Click that like button. Let's get up to 69 likes.
Europer Grand Prix. The most intense race in the multiverse is too fast and too dangerous.
I do like
for just
all the
one
genre,
Instead,
like on
its tracks wind
on
across
the anime
three,
bike.
starting
Oh, yeah.
with Avishkar at night.
The Akira slide.
Newly connected to other planes
Okay, there,
by
start
the
your engines.
underpass. Avishkar
If you have
is
no
a
speed, it
beehive of
starts at 1,
activity.
increases
Colorful
once on each
and
of your turns
vibrant
when an
even in the
opponent
middle
loses
of the
life.
night.
Max speed
Its
is
streets
4.
bustle and glow with the activity of people from all
Okay,
over.
so we've got speed
The
as a
racetrack here
mechanic.
is lined with spectators spread throughout the party-like atmosphere. This
It
is a
seems like it's
celebration,
another
and the
passively
whole
tracked
plane is invited.
thing,
From there,
like I was
the
talking
course
about.
leads to Amonkhet,
Suspect
a plane full
and
of dangerous
crimes
rooms
and
other
stuff.
obstacles.
If you have no speed,
But
it
there are
starts at
signs
1. It
of
increases
rejuvenation
once on
as
each of
well,
your turns
as
when an opponent
Amonkhet
loses
races
life.
towards a
Max
new
speed is
golden
4.
age. And finally,
Okay, so once
the
you hit 4, you
presumed
start being able to
primordial
do things with max
Gundam.
speed.
Once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life, do you think if that means all 3 opponents lose life, you can do it because it's once that one opponent? Or is it one time period if any opponent loses any life? So you can only go up 1 speed
once
per
on
turn.
each of your turns. I think it's only you can only do it on your turn.
It's referring to the ability
Yeah, like
in
you
it
can
in
only get it
whole.
once on a turn. Like,
Exactly.
you wouldn't be able to get it until turn 4.
Right.
Whatever kind of player you are, there's a vehicle for you. You've already seen our host, the verbose Vin Wixit.
Start your if you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. So it's like right at that moment, your just speed increases. When an opponent loses life, max speed is 4.
Start Your Engines
Here we go.
represents creatures and vehicles beginning the race, gaining more
So you have
and
to
more
deal damage
speed
to them
and
3
achieving
times in
new
order to get
abilities.
that.
The
I
final and
wonder
most
if you
powerful
need to do
abilities
that
are then
while you have a
unlocked
start your
once
engines
you
card
reach max
out
speed.
to start gaining
When a
speed, or
card
do you
tells
just
you to
naturally
start
gain
your
speed
engines,
over the course
grab the helper card to
of the
track
game?
your speed. There will be one included in
Oh,
every
wow, look at that
pre-release
tracker
box.
card.
Once on each of your turns, when an opponent loses life, you gain 1 level of speed.
Yep, once on
until
each of your
ultimately
turns.
reaching max speed.
Wow!
Victory in the Grand Prix is its own
Yeah, so it is
reward.
only
The
once
fame, the
per turn.
glory, the rush.
And yeah, start
But
your
for those
engines
that
starts
want
it,
an
they
actual
said.
reward, there is also a masterwork artifact to be won. As you can see, it
All
has a
right,
shiny
here's the
gold
Aetherspark.
filigree casing,
What is it?
but it's what's inside
What does it
that really
do?
counts. The Aetherspark. That's right.
4 mana. As long as the Aetherspark is attached to a creature, the Aetherspark can't be attacked. And has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aetherspark. Attach the Aetherspark to up to 1 target creature you control for a +1. Put a +1 counter on that creature. -5, draw 2 cards. -10, add 10 mana. Seems pretty chill. Seems fine.
Super cooled liquid aether. If you win this prize,
I'm so excited to
say
explain this
goodbye
to a new player at
frantically
pre-release.
searching for an
It's
omen
gonna be a
path to
lot.
take you to
Luckily, it's a
another plane.
mythic.
Instead, get in the driver's seat and travel in luxurious exclusivity with your
Oh,
very
these are
own
cool. I like
Aetherspark.
this art.
Go anywhere you want, anytime you want.
Dude, this is
at
pretty.
top
I like
speed.
this art more than I like
the
the Speed
interplanar
Racer
track is
stuff.
full of hazards.
Oh, man.
Which is why no serious
You should
racer participates
get
alone.
on and sign the
Instead, there are
petition to go back to
10
Amonkhet
racing
that I've been
teams.
making.
Each have their own rides and a
I mean,
shot at
we are
winning
going back to
no holds
Amonkhet.
barred
Yeah,
race
the
and
monkey's
bringing
paw
home
curled
We're
a
driving
finger
through it.
and gave me
but
what I
it's
wanted.
anyone's guess who will triumph in the end. First up, we have the Guidelight Voyagers, machines speeding their way from an unknown plane of the multiverse.
Yeah, so each
or
of the color
beyond.
pairs, for those that
This
haven't
team is
known, are
capable
going
of
to be like a
remarkable
racing
coordination.
squad.
No surprise, as they are
Chad, I'm
each
gonna try and get this
animated
into the
by a
center. I'm
central
hoping they're
brain
gonna move
called
this to the center.
Mendicant Core. The Guidelight Voyagers confuse with their racing
Here we go.
vehicles to become greater than the sum of their parts. These
Mendicant Core's power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. Start your engines. If you have no speed, starts at 1, increases once on each of your turns. When an opponent loses life, max speed is 4. And max speed, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you can pay 1 if you do
turbo
copy it.
machines have a good chance of coming out on top. As exciting
Oh,
as the
that
race
is
itself
definitely going
is,
into my
there's
Urza deck.
also
Okay.
plenty of
Yeah, that's
flair to
insane.
soup up your
That
deck.
is.
This set contains 40 borderless revved
Look at
up
that art,
cards,
dude. Tell
each
me that's
featuring
not
a
secret
vehicle
layer.
and racer posed
It's
together
secret
is
layer
cool.
coded.
high-energy, graffiti-laden background.
I like that a lot.
The
Oh, I
Speed
like it. It
Demons
looks
are
trying to
dope.
figure out what that
fearsome
art style is,
competitors
but
in
it's
the
cool.
Grand Prix. Led by Winter Cursed
Oh,
Rider,
William is
a
Bister coming through with the
wandering
10
revenant and
gifted,
wraith of your
buddy.
former self.
Man.
Winter's
Winter
back
commands
already.
a team fresh from Duskmourn's haunted.
Real quick, huge shout out. William is Bister, all hail, new stream monarch. We got 10 gifted from William is Bister. If you won one, please make sure to thank him. William is Bister, you're amazing. I'm going to set you as the stream monarch. Winter Cursed Rider, a black and a blue for a 3/2 with ward that pays 2 life. Artifacts you control have ward pay 2 life. And it's got an ability called Exhaust. 4 mana, tap it, exile X artifact cards from your graveyard. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Activate each exhaust ability only once.
Possessed survivors.
I think that's also
haunted
going into my
dolls,
Urza deck.
wolves, and
Single
other
I
use-
guess it's going to have
You
a
name
heavy
it,
artifact
the
theme.
Speed Demons got 'em.
Single use abilities
All
on
doomed to
creatures,
race
dude.
together forever on
That's
the
pretty
open
crazy.
road, seeking
Alright, here's the
salvation
vehicle.
somewhere over the horizon. Or if they can't find that, maybe an
Deathburger
Aetherspark
is the
will do
artist
trick.
for that.
Oh, there's your
Like,
1 mana
Aetherspark is the
13/13.
grand prize.
Minus
It's
X minus.
certainly not
Hits
the only prize
Death
you can
Shadow
find
the
within
car.
this set. First place box
Death
toppers are
Shadow
inspired
car,
by
dude.
going for the gold. They come in packs of 2
Whoa,
atop every box
look at
and
that
feature
treatment.
cards in a new gold
Okay, here's the
substrate
box topper.
treatment.
We had somebody
And
in
in
the
order
chat
to claim
earlier
that
who was
prize, you're going
curious
to
about
need
these.
a little boost. Exhaust is a new mechanic which represents a creature or artifact kicking into high gear. It's a one-shot effect that can be activated only once each game.
Oh, you can only
Another
exhaust for
creature
once
equipped
each
with
game.
those strengths
Okay.
Loot the Pathfinder, 5 mana, 2/4, double strike, vigilance, haste. Add oh, it's all exhaust abilities. So loot has 3
Yeah, so you can only do it
single-time
once.
use abilities. That's crazy.
Is Loot the
I mean, it's a
Pathfinder.
lightning bolt,
Originally found
an
in the
ancestral
vault on
recall,
Thunder Junction
and a
before
lotus
being dragged through Duskmourn by
built
Jace.
into a
Loot was captured
creature
by Winter
one
and the
time.
Speed
You just
Demons.
link this stuff.
He might prove pretty
True.
useful in this race, as he has the ability
All
to
hail,
find
William.
the
All
precise
hail.
location
Stream
of
Monarch.
any omen path and its destination.
Hey, we're at 67 likes. Click that
Loot
like button
may
so we can
yet
get to
play a
69.
decisive
Thank you.
role in leading someone to the
appreciated.
finish line.
Loot, you're such a
The End
rascal.
Riders are nomadic apocalypse. punk
Oh,
warriors from the
dude.
dying
Far
fleet of
Fortune
Gaston.
End Boss.
Far Fortune End Boss is a rogue.
Start your engines. Whenever you
Ooh,
attack,
wait,
Far
dude, that
Fortune deals a
second-
damage to each opponent, and max speed. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 1. Yeah, baby.
Bitten
What were you gonna say,
speed
Trav?
seeker
The
has
borderless
driven the
goes
last of
hard.
her loyal
Yeah,
crew
man.
away from
I'm telling you. Tell me that's not secret layer coded. They are leaning
Dude,
the
it's all
art
secret
styles.
layer card code.
Dude,
Like, I
more than
this is
anything,
cool.
more than I've
They're
seen. I think it
doomed
looks
home at a
awesome. Don't get me
breakneck
wrong.
pace.
I want
Their
that card.
fearsome
Kind of want to
vehicles
build
and
that
heavy armor
commander.
protect them as they cannonball
Target creature you
across the
control power 2 or
multiverse,
less gains
seeking
lifelink
gas,
until in a turn can't be
water, or
blocked this
glory,
turn.
Preferably all 3. The Goblin
It's so
Rocketeers
funny.
are a team
Normally
of
I'm
the
looking at
most
the cards,
clever
but
and
like
daring
the
goblins
the
this
mechanics
side
and
of
stuff.
the
At this time, I'm
multiverse.
just distracted by the
Redshift
borderless, which
Rocketeer
is super
Chief
cool.
is actually the first goblin to
See,
strap
that's
a
more
rocket to his
MTG
back and
borderless art
fire
that
the
you'd be
ignition.
used to.
He
That
has
you would
survived
expect.
Any
more
number of permanent
crashes
cards
than
from your
he can
hand onto
count,
the battlefield.
earning the loyalty of his
One-time
crew.
use.
The
Yeah, but you get
Rocketeers'
to
need for
exhaust
speed
to get all the
led
mana.
them to
Oh, yeah.
develop rocket-powered vehicles capable
Vehicle
of
attacks
incredible
create a
velocity.
treasure.
But while they
Oh.
initially use these speed
Vehicle
Rocket
enters,
powered.
add
explore
4
the
mana of
Omega
any one
Back
color,
on
spin it only to
Nickel.
activate
they've been far more
abilities.
interested in testing their speed against other
Dog, I
vehicles
kind of like
on
the first
open
place
road.
foil treatment. All yellow.
Alacrian Quick Beasts are a proud team of beast
That looks
riders from
interesting.
the small, hitherto
Chat, some of
unknown
these we're letting
planet.
go by. We're going to
Leading
go
the
back
team are
after
the
the
odd
whole
couple,
video's debuted and go through
Caradora
everything
and her
one by
mount,
one.
Logarin. Logarin, soul of Alacria, is ancient and powerful.
Hey, Blight Widow.
But after a training
Blight, what's
accident,
up?
has taken on newcomer Caradora as their rider. The quick beasts
Caradora and Lagarin don't have partner. I can't have them both in my command zone, and that makes me kind of sad.
Saddle is a returning mechanic first introduced in Outlaws.
Oh,
of Thunder
Kadora
Junction.
enters, search your library for a mount or a
like
vehicle, put it in
Lagarin,
your
are
hand, so you can go
creatures
get
that a
Lagarin.
bonus when
Okay.
ridden into battle.
All right.
This set also contains 15 creature
Dog,
cards with the
are you
borderless
serious? That looks like a secret layer card, man. That's insane looking. Look at the text.
Is it that crazy compared to? I feel like this is in line with a lot of what we've seen from them
Not
already.
in a main set. Not that you can open in a pack, man. This is as far as
maybe
I've
I'm just
seen
so
it
secret layer
pushed.
pilled.
You're very
I've lost.
secret layer pilled.
rider
Dude, that
treatment.
looks like a secret
Each
layer. That's
features amped-up
insane.
Racers at their gnarliest, with custom
Man, what is
fonts and
secret
mana
layer going to be in a
symbols.
year if they're just like, these
The
go in regular
champions
packs
of
now?
Amonkhet are
Shoo-wee.
composed
A lot of it
of the
looks like,
living and the dead of
who's the
Amonkhet,
goblin
working
guy?
together to win the
Wizard of
Aetherspark.
Barge.
Yeah,
Representing
exactly.
the dead,
Barge.
Exactly.
Barge is an undead Leonin from his plains ancient past.
Barge has only gotten
He
promos
races
and
at top
SLDs.
speed to return some of the glory Amonkhet lost during his bygone lifetime. Basri represents the living.
Oh,
and has
Basri.
formed a close bond with Zahor
Hey.
after they
A
fought
1-mana
together
Basri
against
that
a
can
party
exert to
of
create a
tomb
1/1,
demons
and
in
when
the
you
sands
cycle
of
it, cats
Amonkhet.
gain hexproof
He
and
seeks to bring
indestructible.
his plane
Okay.
towards a glorious
Cat
new
Kindred
future
card, let's
by
go.
winning the Grand Prix. These
look at the evil
champions
cats in
drive
the
the
background.
pace
I
of the
love that.
race forward.
Yo,
on
look
their
at the
mighty chariots
cats
pulled by
as a
powerful
chariot.
undead creatures.
That's awesome.
The Speed Brood are a strange yet alluring team of insects and arthropods.
6
who
mana,
grow
3/3.
their
Uh-oh.
vehicles
Enters,
themselves.
create a 1/1
Atchik is a
for each
wizened
artifact
and
and a
learned
creature in
leader
your graveyard.
who is
Whenever another insect
participating in
dies,
her
put a
final
+1 counter
race
on him.
before
Each opponent
returning
loses a
home
life.
to fulfill her destiny.
Ooh,
becoming
What if
a
instead of
vehicle herself.
calling things Golgari, we just
Elegant
start
and
calling them
alien,
Speed
the
Brood?
Speed Brood refused
I'm
to
going
reveal
for
their
Speed
plane of
Brood.
origin
Oh,
or
dude,
their
this
reason
fit-
for
your deck
participating
Speed
in the
Brood
Grand
colors?
Prix, beyond
Yeah.
their desire to
Tilt a
become
magic
Speed
boomer in
itself.
one sentence.
The Aether Rangers are master inventors from Avishkar.
Oh, nice
Aether
Aether.
Rangers.
Nice
All their
Aether Rangers
ingenuity
deck
towards
doing
the
what Aether
problem of
Rangers
winning
decks
the
always
Aetherspark.
do.
They are led by
Yeah.
the mysterious masked racer Spitfire,
I would
whose
Aether
true
Rangers
name
colors.
is Sita Varma. She chooses to keep her identity hidden for the duration of
Dom,
the race.
to answer your text,
the Aether
yes.
Rangers are the paragons of the new Aetherspark, wedding reverence for the natural world
doesn't
with
Dom
the
ever text me?
masterwork engineering necessary to harness
Look at that
its most
art.
powerful energy, Aether. Fueled by Aether,
Dadgum,
they are able
man.
to build incredible momentum in their quest
At least you
for
can kind of
victory.
tell these are kind of the same
Keel
vehicle.
Haulers are a rowdy crew of sea folk corsairs hailing from an oceanic plain. This team blindly follows Captain Howler, a hulking Cordotan inked with the tattoos of every port he has visited. Under his iron fin, these capricious scallywags adhere to the rules of the race only as long as
I
they
like that,
must.
dude. The Bardos
Once the
art in
crowds
this
drop
is
behind them
really
and the
cool.
Grand Prix
Yeah.
heads into wild
And it
territory,
feels like there's a ton
the
of it
Keel
too.
Haulers
I mean, I
start
know
the
that there's
violence.
often in
They're
other
willing
sets, but
to
like,
exploit any advantage to
don't
ensure
know.
they win, from broadsides
I'm
to
really,
boarding.
really enamored with it.
The legendary Cloudspire Racing Team.
I agree.
are
The treatment
last
so
year's
far look
Grand
pretty
Prix
cool.
Winners and the odds-on favorite to win
It's a
again.
wild look.
Leading the team is newcomer Chandra herself. This
set seems to have more, like, energy and feel, though, than Murders from the first set last year. You know what I'm saying?
Co-leading the team is last year's captain, Koladin, a native of Kylum and someone who has
excited for us to
dedicated his life
go
to
back
the
after the
pursuit
stream
of
to look
speed
at
and
that
racing glory.
Chandra Planeswalker.
Koladin uses magic
Mounts and
to bring
vehicles
his
you control have
machine to
haste when a
life,
mount control
investing
enters
it
becomes
with his will.
saddled. Vehicle control enters
Cloudspire
becomes
is
a
highly
creature.
skilled,
Nice.
low-drag team
You're
big on
giving like you're
professionalism
okay.
and
That's sick.
pedigree.
You're like auto
Their
crewing.
vehicles are built to
auto
awe and
mounting.
thrill, floating across energy projections and leaving little doubt about their quality.
Y'all, this
This set
set's looking
also
kind of
features
cool.
two commander
Yeah, I'm
decks,
with Ali.
each
This
of
set
which
is kind of
themed around a
sweet.
plane. The themes are enhanced
Yeah,
by
It's a little
exactly.
cheesy.
I don't know.
facelifted reprints.
I'm coming around.
The Eternal Might.
Not that I
is a
was ever
white,
not around,
blue, and
but
black
Yeah.
commander deck
I'm
themed
happy I
around
did not
Amonkhet.
make my opinion
The
beforehand
dead
because I
have
think that
risen
this is pretty
and are
cool.
no
Okay, here,
longer
Commander.
Space Commander, Vigilance, Menace. We'll get a better shot of this in a second. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Oh, man. Divination, suddenly +2/+2 to all your
Presence of the living.
zombies.
They are now leaders and participants in Amonkhet's rejuvenation, all under the powerful command of Temet. With a steady stream of card drawing,
Secondary, whenever you discard a creature card, you can pay a blue and 2. If you do, create a tap token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Wow.
discarding that generates zombies and
Because
buffs
it
them
doesn't
up.
exile that
The
thing to do
Eternal
this
Might
effect,
deck
so you
uses
still have that
a
creature
blue
card in your
Yeah.
graveyard to
Yeah.
screw around
to
with.
run the battlefield.
Ooh,
Yeah.
baby.
The
2
Living
mana?
Energy
Ooh,
Commander
baby.
deck is a green, blue, and red deck based on Avishkar, focused
That's
on
mean.
wielding energy. Led by
mean.
Sahiri, Avishkar's radiant
look at her art.
creator, you'll stockpile artifacts and energy counters to fuel your big moves.
Whenever you cast an
Generate
artificer
copies
or
of-
artifact spell, you get an energy, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, you can pay 3 energy. When you do create a token, it's a copy of target permanent you control. That is enchantment, artifact, land, creature. Except it's a permanent planeswalker. Except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types and has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step.
of
I
your
feel like they've been
cards as
doing more
formidable
teamer energy
artifact
stuff in the
creatures,
last year or
then
so.
watch as your foes
Oh my god, they've
short-circuit.
been slamming it. They didn't do
Serving as
energy.
backup
They didn't do energy from Aether Revolt on, and then in the
I
last.
meant teamer artifacts.
Oh, got you.
is
PNLR, Chief Mechanic is your Lieutenant Commander in this deck. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy. And at the beginning of your end step, you can pay 1 or more energy. And if you do, create an XX colorless vehicle artifact token named Nalar Aetherjet with flying in crew 2, where X is the amount of energy spent this way.
Pia Nalar.
Wow.
Chandra's
Just honestly, just create big flyers over and over again that she can crew.
mother and competitor in this race. As the founder of the Aether Rangers, Pia is a powerful wielder of both magic and technology.
Yeah, be wild. I'm assuming
The
that
Grand
exhaust
Prix is
creatures can be
starting
blinked,
soon.
and that's
So
how you
pick
abuse
your
them.
vehicle, pick your team, and get to the track. You can play early at your
Dude,
local game
all
store
the
for
Chandra art
pre-release
with her
starting
on
the
the
weekend
or
of
the bike
February
does
7th.
stuff for me.
And on a
Are you a
real
Chandra head?
February 11th.
You're a Chandra head, aren't you?
Otherwise,
No,
we'll see
I'm
you
not
on
normally, but I
February
just think
14th, when
she's like
Aetherdrift will be
perfect for this,
available
right?
everywhere. Keep an eye out for the special guest, courtesy of
Dog. Okay,
Oh, special guests.
it's a special guest, but this is what I'm talking about.
the crew over at
This set
Secret Lair.
is art
And if
pushed.
you'd like to learn who will win the race and take home the Aetherspark? Story episodes are currently being
Darth
written and
Brando's the
published
Chandra head.
online.
Yeah,
Buckle
whoever
up
was
for
the
a
art
death
director on the
race
set
across the
did
multiverse,
really, really
full of
well.
High-octane action and adrenaline-fueled magic gameplay. Ignite your engines.
Joel, are your engines ignited?
My engines are feeling pretty ignited. Honestly, I'm ready for the starting checkered flag. What do you say? How's it? I don't know. I don't know
Hey, that was
exactly
good, yeah.
what that is supposed
Should we
to
go look
be.
at the Twitch channel to see? Because I know they always do stuff over on Twitch now.
Yep. Let's go see what they got going on over on Twitch. I mean, honestly, yeah, it looked a little bit cooler than I was expecting. Gonna be real with you. Twitch is in action. We've got a little ad.
We love ads. Yeah, no, I honestly think that the art is the number one thing that I'm excited about so far from everything we just saw. And obviously it's easy in these moments because you just get thrown a ton of art at you, but
Right.
I think like it seems like they're doing maybe they do as many board lists as this, or maybe they're just revealing a lot of the board lists early on, but it feels like this is the most amount of board list stuff we've ever seen. So early at least. All right, what are they saying?
Let's see if we can get this up
The
here.
concept comes down and hits World Building's desk, or my desk at least. My main goal is always trying to make the world like the setting internally consistent, right?
I think
like
this is world building stuff again.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
in the context in which it's presented. So
we can chill or
for
talk
our
over them a
three
bit, I guess,
planes,
until we start seeing some cards. But
we were thinking that we wanted to show off.
if people want to hear them talk more, they can obviously go over to the Twitch
We
channel.
wanted an urban environment. We wanted something that hit the sort of hit the death race, like markers of what a death race is, and then a bit of a wild card for our third.
Oh, you know what?
So
we didn't see.
Aetherspark,
we only saw the
that
one
would be
land,
perfect
right?
setting
The
for
color list.
It's a vibrant
Yeah.
cityscape. We haven't been there in
I
a
wonder
long
if they'll
time.
show the land cycle.
It was
Oh.
as a player, but like as a world builder,
Dude.
it's a really exciting plane to get to return to. It's super rich with history and revolutionary potential.
Did they show this on
And-
stream, or did we miss this?
Yeah.
Death Race was on Aetherspark the whole time. Like,
I
that was
don't
always on
know.
Aetherspark.
Yeah.
The idea of this vehicle race in Aetherspark.
I'm
like,
gonna
that was
leave them
working
kind of
together,
talking
so-
in the background so I can half listen to them. But what is this?
Well, clearly it's Aetherspark, and then we need two other worlds.
It was on the stream
think
earlier. They
from,
showed it on the stream. Y'all,
Two other worlds.
they've even got this in that.
Hit, like, at the
Oh my
outset,
God,
it
y'all!
was-
They've even got
it
this
was
in
very
that
exciting.
special gold thing that you can only get the. It's like box toppers and.
Right? This is a twice over post-apocalyptic plane covered in ruins. and
Wow.
messes. Obviously, like as we dug into world building,
It was Mox Opal they unbanned. Chrome Mox was not
I'm glad
unbanned.
you said that because I was about to correct them, and then I was like, "Am I crazy?"
No.
I've got that Jake
This is not
grogginess for the stream. I channel Jake with the grogginess. You know?
the Jake grogginess. Is that a thing?
Yeah, you do these shows with them. You should know.
Well, maybe I'm immune to it at this point. Chrome Mox as a reprint in this set, y'all. That's pretty insane.
This place that was like kind of a blank slate design-wise, to really like, I don't know. It was a
I gotta
really
look up
fun
this card real
visual
fast and then we can continue on because
I'm sure
this is worth.
the design aspects of it as well.
Let me tell you a little bit like, more behind. Like, so there were a lot of like constraints we had. Right, we wanted to do 3 different worlds. And we originally talked about doing
Chrome Mox
3
currently a
different worlds,
$96 card. $93 for your Eternal Masters is going to be your cheapest version right now. This is not a card that is legal in Modern. This is a Legacy Vintage Commander card only. Mirrodin
Double
Masterpiece,
Masters
which
the last spring.
Countdown Kit is where I got it.
Oh yeah.
Double Masters had OG Vulcan art and new Showcase Borderless, whatever they called that one. It was a Grand Prix promo in 2009.
Can you show that price chart again? I'm curious.
Absolutely.
When did it start popping up? Last year, I guess. It's when it climbed a lot.
Yep. Must have been hitting in Legacy or something.
Yeah.
There was a big Legacy tournament at the end of last year, I believe.
And then we said, okay, what has a style guide?
Wow,
that we
that's
can
pretty
go back
crazy.
to? And we made a list, and the list got chopped down really quick.
That's pretty
for all
crazy.
sorts of technical
Let me see what
reasons.
else I can find,
In the
chat.
end, we picked 2
The
planes.
voices you're hearing, we are currently on the live
One of
stream
the 2 of them we ended up
for
with,
Magic. They always
other
do a little
planes
live
we
stream
just
after the
wasn't really
fact,
doing.
and
So we had to look for a
we have
plane
got
that didn't have a
we're just
style
waiting to
guide.
see if they're going to show off any new
We moved
cards.
around, and so we decided it should be
currently scrolling looking for cards here. These should be popping
Yeah,
up
did we
on
miss any at the others at the beginning of the stream? Chat? Did any of you see anything?
What is cool seeing race cars driving through, and so we really did
Now we've
like
seen
the
Mox
idea
Opal.
of,
Yeah, crazy, man. Mox Opal in the special guest slot is pretty huge.
Like it really was a contrast to the city, and it really was
We saw loot on the stream.
one of the things we wanted is
Here's our new version of loot. And look, this is that exhaust ability, chat. You get to only use this once, period. Right now, the assumption between us and everybody is that you can blink this thing, and that will get you those exhaust abilities back, which
Yeah.
makes sense.
They'll unexhaust you.
Double strike, vigilance, haste. And then on here, you've got 3 mana of any one color, which is a lotus, 3 cards, which is an ancestral recall, or 3 damage, which is a lightning bolt.
They said they showed gold basics on the stream.
Oh, nice. Gold basics. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wonder if we can find those somewhere.
At some point, they won't want to talk about... Okay, well, here's a
here's
Gear
the card.
Hulk. Black, black, blue, blue for a 4/4 with lifelink and ward 1. When this creature enters, look at target player's hand. You can choose a card if that... Oh my god, that player discards. Oh, that card and then draws a card. Okay. It's not as brutal as I thought it was going to be. Oh man, I was just like, dude, I don't want to get oil deeped. But I get to draw a card. That's fine. Fine, you can take one of the cards from me and I'll get one back. Fine. All right, so that's cool. Oh my gosh, dude. First place
I don't know how I
foil
feel. I'm trying to decide, how do I feel about first place foil cards where they're not extended or borderless?
The art direction for that frame was quite short. It was just the word yellow in all caps
Yeah.
on one big page.
Because I like it a lot more on the 4th one than the 3rd one, and it's also interesting that they don't have like a different name. Like they both say first place foil cards, but I guess it's first place foil card borderless.
Yeah,
Borderless
regular,
first place foil
right,
cards?
exactly. Borderless graffiti first place foil. Come on, you got to get all your card modifiers memorized and in the right order. That is a borderless graffiti giant first place foil card.
So this is the first time that we've had a colored border like this that isn't what, white, silver, or black.
Well, red. We had those red promo cards over the past couple of years.
Yeah. Okay.
That were sort of gimmicky to get us ready for first place foil cards in Aetherdrift.
Yeah.
It's all a slow boil, chat. And that's why I'm thinking, man, that Spider-Man set, that Final Fantasy set, the treatments.
Yeah, I like the 4th one. I don't think I enjoy the 3rd one as much.
I'm hoping that this is not just a flat yellow border, but it is
Oh, wait,
actually
Joel, how do I send you something that
shiny.
you can see?
Drop it in Discord chat or in our
Okay, I'll
DM
send
in
it in the
Discord.
production chat. Production chat.
Either way, yeah. Oh, actually, no, not production chat. I can't open that right now.
Okay, I'll send it to you in this chat.
Never mind, I got it. You good?
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at this.
okay. That's what I was thinking. Maybe is that's yeah. There you go. That's foil, not just a flat yellow.
Every box
They're showing
comes
off
with a
another
box
Gear
upper
Hulk.
pack containing 2 first place foil cards, 1 basic land, and 1 rare or mythic rare.
Green, green, red, red, 2, 7/7, Vigi Menace. When this creature enters, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain Vigilance and Menace until end of turn. Damage can't be prevented this turn. That's pretty sick. Damn, look at that art on Borderless Graffiti Giant version. Okay, so then what we've come to understand from this video is that these frames are not just a flat yellow, they are actually shiny.
It's interesting that in the tweet, they literally say the gold foiling has to be seen to be believed. Digital renders don't do it justice. So I feel like they know
Oh,
that this does
100%.
not translate as well.
Right, right, which makes sense. But, I mean,
Which
think
means
about
that I
that.
feel like it's gonna. I mean, if they're right, then this will end up looking better than people think.
For sure. 4.
Rask says mustarded.
Very reminiscent of Pokemon Gold cards. Lil, I've never seen those. Can you drop those in like general in Discord or something so I can pull those up? Pokemon Gold cards. So every box topper pack comes with 2 first place foil cards, a basic land, and a rare or mythic. That's what you were saying.
Important from a flavor perspective, but they're also pretty powerful here because we're getting the second.
That is very interesting.
Well, was it you that said, I think in one of your videos, oh, wait, we got lands.
One thing really interesting about the lands is because we're doing a race.
Okay, so
Verge.
this is more of that cycle.
Other half of the Verges
Yeah.
are in this set.
In a travelogue set where we have 3 times the
People had
world.
predicted this, I think, on Reddit.
Even have a much larger
They looked at the art and they were like, hey, this looks a lot like the other Verges.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it makes sense for them to like do those back to back. That's a typical move. They did it with the pathways. Not the pathways. What were those things called in Zendikar Rising?
I think those are pathways.
Were they paths?
You would know. I wasn't playing.
No. That was oh, maybe you weren't playing.
What is that goblin thing with the headband? You must be thinking of Jake, but he's not on the stream.
So he's a very young creature. He's a beast that is found inside the vault on Thunder Junction, also known as Mag Terra now. You'll see quotes on there from Jace, from Vraska, from
Mag Terra.
people in,
They've changed the name of Thunder Junction.
who've interacted with him. Jace.
Again, this is what that yellow border thing looks like.
You will find that
It's kind of even overblown. I wish they had just been like white light, white thing. I don't know why we've got 1,000 colors to show off a shine treatment.
In the back. Yeah. Yeah.
Feel like this could have been a simpler shot to really get your point across, but
Yeah.
they are shiny. I bet they're going to be head turny because they look so different. And it looks like with the lands in particular, they leaned into the yellow so that it really is the aesthetic.
So I wonder if you can only get this foiling these lands in the box topper, because if so, then these lands are going to be pretty wild. Like,
Wow.
like pretty rare, I guess I would say. Right? If you wanted to get like a full set of them.
Yeah, let me see
Each
if the
one of those is a-
collecting
is a
article is up
box.
yet. Collecting Aetherdrift.
Now, Mark, you started talking about it, but can you talk more about the role the lands play in like creating this feeling of a racing set?
Well, one of the things we ask ourselves is, okay, when we're doing a race, one of the key elements of a race is progression, right? Of seeing all the different things. The
Magic
reason we do the lands we
products.
did is like it's neat to see them racing on dunes or racing in
News.
the prehistoric forest and stuff like that. And so
I don't see it on daily MTG yet.
Not yet, nope.
Making it into the actual set, but like we had a mechanic, one of our mechanics in handoff that we talked about is using lands as a way to represent that you've gone distance, you've gone space.
Gold Pokemon cards.
Essentially, like I said, the thing that's really nice in the actual finish set is that.
Oh yeah, look at
you
those.
really get a chance
That's
to
crazy.
see all the worlds we're
They're
on
just like,
and get to see
the
all
thing
the
with these
different
cards is they're gold. They're like, all right, what else? They're like, nope.
I don't know, you can talk more about
That's
the
it?
mechanical
Oh, these are the Pokemon
Yeah.
I do think the lands
inspirations.
capture a sense of place that no other card type does.
Yeah, and I especially
These look
Yeah.
so much like the this art style and these border lists look so much like the MKM ones, or like the Clue shocks, or Clue rooms. I think it was.
Yeah. All right, and we continue the journey on our next set of lands, which we have down in the notes as the Country Roads cycle.
Wow.
So let's see these.
Country Roads cycle.
Of these and their place in the set. Yeah, so we decided very early on. This is the race.
Uncommon land that can sack, create a 1/1 pilot, cruise for one more.
How you're going to pilot them, crew them,
I guess that kind of helps if you're it's like late, you're top decking,
a little bit of more.
you pull them out, you're like, cool, this just sits here now.
Yeah, as we'll get into in a second.
Instead, you can sack it and get something to crew it.
Yeah, it helps for sure against board wipes, decks like this.
Yeah, and Yanni, were these always? I mean, these seem to.
Yeah, I am also just thinking about it in a limited environment.
Yeah.
Varying them, or did you want them to be all the same? Yeah, there was some thought to it, but
Rocky Roads, my favorite ice cream actually.
Design constraint of being around vehicles and needing a lot of things to support them was really crucial to the
MTG
design constraint of the set. So we like
Let's see if I can pull up any of these. There's the Aetherspark.
Do you have to sing the country road song every time you play that land?
Yes.
Okay.
And you actually have to take it and you have to sing it, but edited, changed. Take me home, rocky roads. Every time you play any of the cycle. I mean, foul roads. You gotta add some syllables in there. Da 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 da.
Yeah. You're a southerner, so you can actually do it. I can't. I would.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Southerner. Whoa.
Just like the Verge cycle, the art in these feels like you're taking us along the race. These are different snippets of the race, places on the different planes. And we see that again.
And that Chrome Mox is the one that's like, wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, definitely the chase.
We've seen these before. We know them. They're the gain lands, but they do take us on a tour.
I want to see a list of all the things you can get as a box topper.
Miguel, talk a little bit
All right, here's your Chandra. I'm trying to find a better picture, but this will work for now.
Yeah, so lands like
The beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to one target vehicle you control until in a turn it becomes an artifact creature and gains haste. Wow.
any given card we get like what 2
+2, sack an artifact or discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Nice.
for immediate way of conveying world building
0 to create a 3/2 with crew 1. And -7, you get an emblem that says whenever an artifact you control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target.
That's pretty cool.
You can get that on the 3rd turn, activating her without any proliferate shenanigans. So you go +2 to 6. Turn after or turn you player. Next turn +2 to 8. Next turn -7 down to 1. You got your emblem. You've been drawing
The Kira
cards,
slide.
and your combats have been. You've been sending
I
vehicles.
mean, this is a cool planeswalker. I don't think it will probably
No.
pop off by any means because
Very niche.
vehicles are just pretty niche, but it is really cool looking. And that emblem is crazy. But emblems are crazy, so
Yeah, typically emblems are nuts. Mendicant Core, we saw this one, blue and a white. Star 3, power equal to number of artifacts you control, so it's a 1/3 in its base form. Start your engines. If you have no speed, it starts at 1. It increases once on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. Max speed is 4. We'll look for further rules clarifications on this mechanic as the day progresses, but the way that it was presented in the video and the way I think everybody's interpreting it is that it starts at 1. You don't have speed until something has start your engines entering the battlefield. It's kind of like City's Blessing. Another passive effect. You start your engines, now your speed goes to 1. And then on each of your turns, when an opponent loses life, your speed goes up. It can go up once per turn, basically. Dealing damage to each of your 3 opponents doesn't auto get your speed to 4. But it does seem, and Travis, this is how I would read it, is that if you have no speed, you play something with start your engines, your speed goes up to 1, you attack or deal damage to an opponent, your speed would go to 2, and then you can pass.
yeah,
So you could have your speed at max speed, so to speak. You could have max
within
speed.
3 turns.
Yeah, within 3 turns. And it's
And,
only
you know, a really
on your
great way to
turn,
make
so
use
it's
of
not on
start
their
your
turn
speed is just
shenanigans.
take an extra turn, Joel. So I think all the extra turn your spells will be.
I mean, Mendicant Core is in blue. Wanted to take a peek at these. Look at these things. Full art driver's seat basic lands. That's a pretty cool perspective. I'm going to bring them back.
So yeah, so those are the foil versions of those are what's in the box topper, right?
Right. And then here's the Aetherspark. We can talk about that. As long as the Aetherspark is attached to a creature, can't be attacked, and has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aetherspark. That many. Wow. Attach it for +1. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Oh man, I definitely want this for my equipment deck. This is so cool. Attach
It is
it.
cool. I'm trying to decide if it's good or bad.
So
I-
you attach it to a 4/4. Okay, let's say you have a 3/3 because it's a 4-mana drop.
Yeah.
You have a 3/3 on the battlefield. You play Aetherspark. You +1. Equip this. It becomes a 4/4. Attacks. Gets through. It's at 9 loyalty as you pass the turn.
Yeah, it has to get through. And
It
being
does
at
have to get
9
through.
Loyalty isn't like what happens next turn. You just +1 it again, and it becomes a 5/5.
Or use it to
And
draw
then
some
you
cards.
attack, and the next turn you can add 10 mana of any color.
Playing it in a deck that you know, red or white doesn't draw cards wonderfully.
Yeah.
Filling your hand back up is nice. That mana ramp, that could be huge though. If you can get it on a 5 power, if you can attach it to a 4 power or lower, or 4 power or higher, that can also get through, you got that 10 mana next turn.
Yeah. Because I'm also wondering like if this is interesting with artifact or equipment synergies. It's kind of not, because well, it's kind of less interesting in some ways because it's not a creature, so you can't like benefit from anything that cares about artifact creatures.
No.
Maybe equipment is cool.
Yeah, the fact that it's an equipment will trigger all your equipment stuff or any of your cards that
But
say
the thing
go
is,
search
weird is
up
it
an
doesn't have like an
equipment.
equip cost other than like the plus oneing it, so you don't
That's
get
it.
like the equipment synergies that like lower equip costs is like not
Mm-mm.
necessarily interesting. I guess you can use like the things that auto equip stuff to put it in there.
Yeah,
It's
Captain
interesting.
America could
It's
grab
interesting.
this without needing the plus one.
Yeah, Dom says affinity. It does count towards affinity, which is
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
this could definitely go in Tony Stark. I mean, it goes, you can sack a 3 to go get it. It doesn't, it's kind of clunky in Stark because you can't activate it because that all happens during combat. It's not going to auto equip. But you could attach it in the second main. Right, and then exactly, my Iron Man deck runs a couple auto equip options as well.
I do want to add one other thing. On the
And then Aetherspark is the,
for sort of spurring people.
what do we call it? Special guest? Not special guest. Headliner.
That would drive people.
This is your headliner for this set.
Donato did the art for the non-borderless. That's cool.
In this set, it can't change the direction of the multiverse, right? But it can certainly like be a like locus, a thing of gravity around which an entire story can hinge. So the Aetherspark.
Yeah, I'm very curious how this set's going to end up, because I remember, Joel, I think you were the one that pointed out that oftentimes the first set of the year, like people are kind of down on it, and then a bunch of cards end up popping from it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of happened with MKM. So I
Yeah,
wonder what will.
MKM also didn't have a ton of energy. It didn't have a lot of life. This set seems to have a lot of interest and a lot of life. The treatments are hitting better, I think, for people. So far from the initial reactions I'm seeing.
I don't know. People in the chat seem to be. I saw a lot of people that were kind of down on it in the chat.
Oh, people are just down on it because they wanted to be down on this set because it's Cars 2 and Cars 3 by Pixar featuring Magic the Gathering. And it is what it is. That's where we're at now.
I am somewhat surprised that we didn't get a Universes Beyond tie-in, like Lord of the Rings, or not Lord of the Rings, Jurassic World style. It does feel like this is the perfect set to drop in, like and you can open a Cars 2.
Literally anything with cars, any part of the, any part of any IP that had to do with cars.
Yeah, there's so many
at
racing things, Speed Racer thing, or
Knight Rider, really famous, still relevant.
yeah. Yes, exactly.
I kind of like Death Shadow the car. This is interesting. Yeah, Mario Kart, but Nintendo is never gonna partner on a set like this. Never gonna do that. They don't license their IP. Okay, we saw Mendicant, saw Chandra. Just looked at Aetherspark. Here's that Chrome Mox again for anybody who missed that. Special guest Chrome Mox. $100 card getting reprinted into a standard set special guest slot. Pretty cool.
I guess what's funny is I think you can just open this in like a play boost, because every special guest has been so far in play boosters. So you could just be in draft. You just open a Chrome Mox.
Yeah. Look, if you open a Chrome Mox, you should take it. Zahur Glory's Past. A black and a white for a 3/2 zombie cat warrior. Start your engines. Starts at 1. They lose life. You gain speed. Max speed 4. Sack a creature. Surveil 1. I like that you can only activate that once each turn because this card already is pretty. There's a lot of text on here already. And having an infinite sack outlet out of the command zone also be a thing. Not great.
Yeah.
Then max speed whenever a non-token creature you control dies. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Wow.
You know, I wonder if the limited environment for this is going to be super fast, because there's going to be a bunch of, like, you know, or even Orzhov,
Speed?
you know, obviously we're used to like red, but like everybody's going to be trying to deal as much damage as quick as they can to people to like start their engines. And it looks like start your engines is in a lot of different colors.
Doing damage to people starts my engines.
You shouldn't talk about that on a stream, I think. At least not this one.
I want to talk about
It's
Far
kinda like a
Fortune because
personal
I
thing.
like this commander. This seems like something I want to get around to building. Start your engines. 4 mana, 4/5. Start your engines. Whenever you attack, Far Fortune deals a damage to each opponent.
So you see this. This is how you guarantee speed.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's also... Chat, what was that card that was in Standard for a little while that when a creature attacks for exactly 1 or something, it deals damage?
I kind of like... I don't know
It's an
how
enchantment,
easy
chat.
it would be to build
Help me out.
a start your engines commander deck, but I feel like it would be kind of cool because it creates a lot of
Cavalcade.
tension for the board. Because in commander, normally you're like, oh, I don't care. Yeah, deal damage to me. I've got 40 life. But in this situation,
I'm going to build
You're kinda like,
Cavalcade
I
of
don't want-
Calamity. Thank you very much to Cool Cat. Somebody else said it before you. Tom. I want to build Cavalcade of Calamity, the deck. Whenever a creature you control power 1 or less attacks, it deals 1 damage to the player or planeswalker that creature's attacking. Just boom, 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 boom. 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. You're only taking 1 damage at a time. What's the big deal? Does proliferate start with work your Does proliferate work with start your engines? No, it is not a counter-based mechanic. It is a special guide card tracked mechanic.
It's tempt the ring.
Exactly.
Ring tempted.
It's like any of these abilities in the last couple of years where it's not actually a physically tracked thing anymore. Suspect. Goad. Goad is probably one of the older examples of that. Whenever it attacks while saddle, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target mounts and or vehicles. This is that not a partner.
I need to look at what the is it. I've wanted is it to be good in limited for a while, but I feel like all last year it kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if this has a chance to be interesting. Joel, you know, I know that you create a lot of content around Commander on the channel. It's mostly like Commander content.
Yeah.
What is a set like this? Like how interesting is it to cover a set like this, because it's so built around like a specific niche mechanic, right? Which is either like mounts or vehicles.
Yeah. It all depends on
is
if it's really supported in the past, because you get stuff like this all the time. New abilities and new mechanics and stuff in Magic is cool. That's what we like. We love new cards. That's kind of what they've trained us to do, and that's kind of what we like about the game a lot of times is new cards, new mechanics, and so people are inevitably going to want to build commanders around them, and so it's nice when they also support it with a commander precon. Because it takes the options from like 1 to like 2 or 3, depending on how you want to build it.
Which is interesting because it feels like both they're only doing 2 precons this time, and one is like energy and one is like zombie stuff. So
cycling discard sort of mechanics in there. It's interesting that they didn't give us a vehicle precon for sure. I think it speaks to how much support they gave it in the set, and also kind of how much it already has. There's 3 strong options for vehicle commanders. I'm actually going to have a 3-way on this pretty soon. Greasefang, Katori, and Depala. Edward Kenway, if you want to lean into assassin pirate vehicle kind of realm.
I just picked up an Edward Kenway for my Ezio deck.
Nice.
Because I knew it was going to pop off with this set.
Yeah, very likely. And then we've also seen lots of new like Hull Drifter. Enters.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Enters, draw 2 cards, and oh my god, look at that, y'all.
Yeah, that is clever.
It's pretty cute.
Dude, I love that borderless art. I'm pretty pumped for the art.
Yeah, dude. I'm
And,
telling you. This is secret layer coded as hell, but it's great. I'm a fan. Push it. Push it. What are secret layers going to be? We'll see, you know, not until they start. You remember that secret layer that was like pictures of little models, pictures of little tableaus?
Yeah, the diorama.
Like a cat with shredding stuff was one of them.
Diorama,
Yeah, that. When we see like a mixed medium, it's like a photograph card art on like in like a major in like a set like this that we could open up in a booster pack, whether it's collectors or not. That's when I'm like, okay, secret layers are about to get insane if we're just putting this stuff, you know, we're going full Pokemon. Pokemon did that, right? Isn't there a whole like subset of Pokemon cards that are live action, so to speak, that are pictures of little clay models and stuff?
It is funny that they're getting to a point now where I feel like they're just like, okay, what enchantment can we turn into a creature? Oh, okay, what creature can we turn into a vehicle? Like,
Yeah, man. You got to put references in there for the old heads to go, oh, look. Hey, look.
well, it's also, I'm sure it also makes it a little easier to design.
Correct. 3 mana, 3/3 crew 1 flying Vigi. Oh, wow. That's a
I wish
pretty good
that
card for limited. Holy moly.
there was a way to create a cool commander deck or something like that that just had all the borderless cards from the set or a bunch of the borderless art, because it's such a cool aesthetic that like if you
that's
have it all
Schmandrew.
together, it works.
Schmandrew art you may recognize from Duskmorn. This was their first time in a set, so that's cool that they're back for this one.
Collecting Duskmorn, you're collecting Duskmorn mission.
Yep, and I just really love this aesthetic. I think that this is dope as hell. Valor's flagship. Here's a mythic, chat. 7 mana for a 7/7 with flying, first strike, and lifelink. Crew of 3. And it can cycle for 3 and X. When you cycle it, create X 1/1 colorless pilot creature tokens with this token models, saddles, mounts, and crews vehicles as though its power were 2 greater.
Okay. So it's a way to make it, give it something to do whenever you draw it in your opening hand.
Yeah, you can put multiples of these in your deck because for 4 mana, you can make a pilot that can crew this thing. It's not the best mythic we've ever seen, Buzz.
No.
I don't think... I mean, as a reanimator target, if they don't answer it, it's crazy, right? Flying first strike lifelink, boom. That's going to win you the game. But
Matt, let me ask you, what do you guys think of these cards in this set?
the first place foil cards or just in general so far what we've seen?
Just in general. I'm curious, what people's vibes are.
Yeah, let's get a little poll going, chat. Ski. Chat, click that like button and answer this poll. How you feeling on
New World Sound says, first set in years that completely does not interest me.
Meh. Fine.
Oh, new mechanic.
Start your
Okay, here,
engines.
they're going
Here
to
we
explain
go.
how to start your engine.
I'm gonna turn this
first,
up, chat.
Was we knew, okay, we had the racers, the vehicles were the racers, but we wanted to represent the race. And so we really wanted a mechanic that said, okay,
Hit that like
how do
button,
we feel
chat.
like
See if we can
racing?
get to
What can we do that,
169 likes. We got
feels like a
600 people
race?
hanging out watching tonight today.
And this mechanic went
And
through
answer
a
that
bunch of
poll. How you
changes.
feeling on Aetherdrift?
Early on, like the very, very earliest version of this, when you would start a race, everybody would join the race, basically. And then the first person to win would win. I think like you won a treasure or something when you won. And the idea was we liked the idea of 3 legs because there's 3 worlds and each world's a leg. And so we really tied this whole thing. Over time, it got simplified a lot.
Yeah.
As is often the case, the vision design is the most flavorful, most complex version of it. And then as it gets fine-tuned through set design, play design, it gets sort of, it gets simplified a bit to make it a little more what you need to do and less complicated.
Yeah.
But the idea really is, okay, how do we make you mad about a race? Like there's a mechanic that just cares, and this is all about speed,
Yeah.
right? You just want to increase your speed.
Yep.
And the other thing that was important was we didn't want a mini game that took away from the game ending. Like a lot of times we've tested mini games and it's like, okay, stop playing your normal game of Magic, go do this other thing, and then when you're done, come back. And all it did was just extend the game. So we said, okay, well, what if we
I want to
made
hear what this does,
what
not
this
what
was
it could have
doing
done.
something that
Yeah,
ended
dude,
the
what is
game.
the
So we
mini
ended up
game that you
attacking
play
it.
within
We
Magic?
realized
That sounds like it
racing-
pissed
the
me
idea
off.
Of like
I'll
your
tell you that.
vehicles attacking felt very much like racing, but felt like it matched it. So it all sort of came together. I mean, Yannick can talk a little bit about the simplifications of this.
Yeah. I really appreciated that this gets you attacking. It makes you makes you care about doing stuff early in the game. In Magic, when we talk about speed, we're usually talking about being aggressive and attacking early in the game, and this is what the mechanic rewards. But I also appreciate that the actual rewards we put on the card, like this ability that lets you draw cards, are more helpful for the late game.
Sure.
It also helps bridge there's a weirdness with the flavor of a death race where in moment to moment, it's very much about going fast and being speedy, but it takes place over multiple days, and it's a war of attrition. The max speed abilities helping you in a longer game both help make
I feel like
this
they're
event
not going to
limited
explain
entirely about games
what this
ending
does.
quickly.
Like, or they're not going to
and
talk about like
show
the
those
fringe.
things
Yeah,
that
they're
help you
explaining
get through the race.
they're explaining the development
Now, I
of
do
it,
see
not
some
the
questions
exactly
about
like
how
you're
the
saying the
mechanic
niche.
works in chat. First of all, your best source for those sorts of rules things, there's going to be at the conclusion of this stream on dailymtg.
So we get our articles when this stream is
a
over.
mechanics article, Aetherdrift Mechanics, and it'll spell out exactly how this works. But real quick, couple questions. So
Okay, here's some
Oh,
questions.
collecting
when you
Aetherdrift is
start
up.
your engines, that's
Cool.
just for you, not
Perfect.
for your opponent.
Correct.
Can you
Correct?
send me that link?
Okay.
Yes.
When you hit max speed, that's just, it's like a threshold mechanic. You're there for the rest of the
Correct,
game.
Correct.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, like kind of like
You
stage
can stop
blessing.
counting.
Yeah.
This is a good
the idea is
note.
you have to count sort of
Dom
from-
sent
you
me
have to get
this.
up to 3,
This is
basically, but
closer
then
to the
don't worry about it, you're there,
Magic
you're there.
card
Yeah.
Okay.
version.
Are there any ways to
what they're going
lose
for here.
No.
There's one
okay.
that.
Okay.
You can't do
we'll
links
sign
in
it.
your
But I
chat,
don't
right?
expect that
I'll
to
get
be part of
timed out.
gameplay.
Okay, it's an exception
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
okay.
No, you can't.
All right.
And
no,
so
you
yeah,
should
the
be
way I
able to.
like to think about it is you
No,
just
you're
need
not
to
on
make
mine,
your
don't worry.
opponent lose life on 3
Oh,
of
this
your
article's
turns.
been up.
Once you start tracking your speed, you're at 1. You can immediately go up to
Oh.
2 on that same turn. Your next turn, you can go up to 3.
You're
and
right.
up to 4.
This doesn't have our
Maybe
percentages
I
yet.
think, oh no, they updated
Okay,
it. Added
let's
play booster and
move
box
on
number
to our
details have been
next
updated.
preview
Yeah,
card.
I want
with
there's
starter
like percentage
engines. This
breakdowns
one
at a
is
certain point
a doozy
that are deep.
because Hazoret Godseeker has joined the race.
Oh, here we go.
First of all,
Hazoret,
before we get
baby.
into the
A
mechanics
2-mana
of this card,
5/3 indestructible
Miguel,
haster.
Why does God care about
I
this
stopped
race?
reading. That's all I
The race
need.
goes through
Thanks.
Hazoret's
Tap
lane,
or block
so,
unless you have max
Hazoret's
speed.
gonna care about
You
it.
need to finish reading.
There's
No, I
Dive
refuse.
into a bit about Amonkhet right now. It's a plane in sort of a tough position, right? This it's connected to Avishkar.
Yeah, you got a card
by,
shop.
by a relatively stable own path. Avishkar is doing its big sort of like soft power diplomatic push in order to insulate itself from the threats of the multiverse. Part of that, a big plank of that is the expansion of the Gyurper Grand Prix out to across multiple planes. So I mean, you can see in the background there. There's racetrack going through Avishkar, right? Or sorry, going through Amonkhet. Amonkhet, as I mentioned.
So I
is
look
in
at this
tough
and I'm like
position.
3
They're
mana
forced,
to
they're
start my engines
free
and get a
to
creature
effective
through.
invasion. They are free, but they are
Because they can
on their
attack,
own
deal the
until,
damage, our
Avishkar
speed's up to
comes around.
2, and
you know,
we're
as,
close.
They're in a position where they're basically willing to accept, right, this race
And
coming
you can
through
run,
and,
like with Hazoret back in the day, you can run multiples of this in your deck
across their lands in exchange
because
for like it's a messy,
has
but
haste.
mutually beneficial, like imperfect help to shore them up now in order to face the unknowns of their newly liberated home. So Hazoret is.
I mean, if you can get your speed up,
is going
it can
out from
come down as an
Nocturne,
indestructible
is,
attacker ready to
as-
roll. Yeah, I don't know.
As Hazoret's title implies, is seeking other deities that may or maybe not, may or may not be appearing.
Such a good
across-
blocker.
across Amonkhet.
You just-
and using this
Like
Can't
if
attack
somebody
her.
against you is trying to start their engines, and you just throw down on turn 2 a 5/3 indestructible creature.
Can't block unless you have max speed either.
2 mana
Oh, yeah, that's right.
5/3.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see this with Arabella. Not a bad partnership there.
Very quickly.
Mhm.
In the debut video, we saw Vin Wixit.
It can crew things. That's good to note. Dom, pretty much any vehicle can be crewed for 5 for sure.
Give you staying power.
Yeah.
But
Only a
this one is
small
really
selection of
rewarding
those that are not
aggressive,
applicable.
And I've seen this thing attacking on turn 4 if you have the right combination of effects. And you're
Let's end our poll. Chat, if you haven't clicked like yet, let's get to 169 likes. We're at 142. How you feeling on
Dude,
Aetherdrift?
people are pretty
And
split.
just to point out, We knew that
49% said
focus
fine.
of mechanics was racing.
23% said sweet.
But one
So
of the things that- one of the reasons
70%
we
of
brought
people
up in the first
plus
place is,
are like,
hey,
yeah,
we
it's
are
okay
leading the
to,
world,
I'm into
and
it.
that it's the individual
27%
card
of
design,
responders said not
design
into it.
that really sort of shows
This is
that
definitely
off.
one of those
So
sets
this
where
is an
like if you're
example
into
where,
it,
hey, we're visiting
you're
Magic Cat.
cool with
Yeah,
it,
I
but
mean,
like the
yeah, a lot
people
of the
who
guys
are
didn't make
not
it
into
through
it
the
are
original
definitely
Omnibus,
not
like,
going to
one
be
of them
into
did.
it.
Yeah,
You know,
they've made
Like,
every choice in the direction of you need to be into
Yeah,
this.
the graffiti version
Yeah.
of this card is pretty sick
That's
as
true.
well.
That's true, Sniper.
And again, not a yellow border. It is.
We haven't seen
gold
one mana
border,
start your engine cards yet, Matthew, but
Revisit that.
they gotta
All right.
exist.
Let's move on to our next.
Yeah, it's
mechanic.
definitely
We've
better than the
already
Markov
seen it.
set. Oh yeah, this will be the headline set. Clear. That's a good
what
point.
Markov set, Joel?
The
Exhaust.
Markinov,
So,
the Markin,
Rocketeer,
either one of the
Buggy,
start of the last 2 years
where
Markov
did
sets.
exhaust come from? What are we trying to do with this?
Do you mean
Well,
the
so-
Karlov set?
No,
If you
I never
keep it
have,
until
never
next
will.
week, I'll do the long version of this. I'll just say the story begins. We
This
started
will
with
be a
energy
cool
and
set
ended with exhaust.
for a
So, for the full story,
MagicCon,
I'll talk
for
about
sure.
the article next week.
lots of fun marketing
this
stuff
was
you can
not-
do
This
at a
exhaust
con
happened in set design. We did not
for
hand off exhaust. We handed off
a
energy.
death race
But
style set, and with
exhaust
this
is
many
something that we've
different
talked about for a
art
long time.
styles too,
Mechanic again. This is a mechanic we've messed around
it's
with.
definitely less everybody's in
it
racing
comes
goggles
probably
than I thought it was
closer
going to be.
To the monstrous ability or
Yep.
adapt. Where you
Yeah,
use
I
one
also think
time
like
base and then make your
this
creature
set,
stronger.
people, you know,
It's
trying to
out its
compare it
energy.
to
We love
Karlov
the
from last year, but I think like
mechanic representing
the bigger
fuel and all
comparison
the
is like
powerful people
OTJ
with
or March the Machine,
fueled their
because I
vehicles
think all those
and
sets end
really
up
powerful modes in the
feeling,
race.
you know, when you have all these like
Energy
crossover
mechanic, we tried
things
a
from
lot of different
other
versions of it and moved to
other
something that was
planes,
somewhat similar
Yeah.
to the exhaust
and you go
mechanic,
really heavy
where
into like the
you're using
crossovers. I
mana
think
in
that
addition
that's
to energy costs for a big one-time
you know, people
ability.
like that or they don't.
That didn't work out for some reasons,
And like
now
this
we
is
ended up
very
on this
similar to
use
Mom,
ability
right?
only
Where
once
we've
per
got
game as sort of
a
the
bunch of different
most broad
characters, a
version
bunch of
of
different
the
people from
monstrous
different
mechanic.
planes,
Sure.
and
Where
then
we can
we're
really use
on
any
multiple
effect
planes
that
in a
uses
single
one of
set.
your
So
Yeah,
usually on commons and uncommons, it's on creatures that get stronger or vehicles that turn
Look
into
at the
creature, and it uses
commanders.
counters to track it. Some of the effects on rares
B
and
team
mythics
today, where the hell
are
is
a
Jake?
lot
What do you mean
splashier
B
and
team?
aren't using anything to track it, and we just think they're splashy enough. You're going to remember this happened.
Like
I got A's in
Yep,
school.
good
All right.
translation there, Yanni.
So
Travis is very
this has got
graciously
the
filling in for
non-speed
Jake, who
both
couldn't make
sides
it
of that.
today.
It's got a cheap ability that only was 1 mana, and it uses a counter to track that you've used it.
Open
as
image
well
in
as
new
more
tab.
expensive
I literally
ability of
was
making
trying
a
to figure out if I had a
4/4
headband
dragon dinosaur
in my
that
apartment.
you're probably going to remember having
That's
used.
funny. Chat.
It's there.
Oh, we're
and
missing
it's
this
always
rare.
been fun
Draconauts.
before.
I was looking for the Aetherspark again because somebody said something interesting.
This is a good example.
Exhaust, pay 1. Other creatures you
Magic
control
is
gain
done
haste until in a turn. Put a
once per
+1/+1
game
counter on this
before.
creature.
Yeah.
But this really sort of consolidating
weird.
it, giving a name
One
to it.
time,
And
give
you notice,
everything
by the way,
haste
that
and put a
the reason
counter
we
on
call it Exhaust
Draconautics.
is, I think originally
And then
it was called
4 one
Turbo.
time you can create a red
and Turbo
dragon.
was like a great racing term, but we knew we liked it so much, like we wanted to use it in other
Interesting.
places. And Turbo was a lot
So in
harder to
chat,
use
I just had
than-
something pointed out to me.
And,
Kobe,
gives
thank you very
range
much for this,
very
by the
helpful
way.
mechanically, as we saw in
Aetherspark
the
says whenever a
green blue
creature deals
vehicle,
combat
that
damage
whenever
during
you
your
use an
turn,
exhaust ability,
period.
if this
It
was
does
just
not
an
have to
only
even get
ability, we
through.
would just said use this only once. We wouldn't be able to refer to it that
Right.
way.
So
So if
that's
green, red,
interesting.
and green
Yeah,
blue
this is
as
just a
archetypes
this is just
are
a
a
Jake
1000
skin.
exhaust
I'm
card.
working on my
Cool.
Q1 2025 battle pass, and I just unlocked this skin for Jake,
We do have a green
and so
card.
I wanted to
Uh,
use it on stream
correct
today.
me- This is
That's exactly
is this
right.
the only way to get multiple exhausts
Yes.
out of a single card.
So yeah,
Okay, look at
Aetherspark
this.
gains
This
counters
Elvish Refueler.
just
Yeah,
for
so this
dealing
lets you,
damage.
Use your exhaust
Whoops.
abilities repeatedly once per turn. You can use an ability that you've already used. There are other ways to use them again. If the creature leaves the battlefield and then
Sure.
returns to the battlefield, it's an entirely new card by the game rules, so you will be able to use this again.
All right, so
but
there's
this
our
is
full hard
limited to
confirmation
a
that
lot to let you
Blink
use their
resets
abilities
exhaust like we thought it did.
Very cool. Like the
This is also, by the way, the first set where
Okay.
pros that forget that we're getting 30 boosters
All right,
in a
so
play
that
box
Correct.
instead of
covers it
36.
for mechanics, but that doesn't mean
Just
we're
worth
done
mentioning.
with preview
That's an
cards.
effort by
For
them.
those thinking
I
about
think that's an
pre-ordering.
effort by them
Pile of 4 cards
to
that are cool.
Yeah.
reduce the
They're
cost of
very
booster
cool cards in
boxes.
the set. And there's cool cards in the set.
Yeah, you know, I
Uh,
think what happened
And
is
we haven't talked
maybe they
about
probably have some
propaganda
data
or
that
shut off
people
propaganda
were like, hey, you know, draft and set boxes were 100 or 110. Now
Yeah.
these boxes are going for like 130, 140. We hate that.
Right.
And so they were like, okay, well, how do we get it to 100 or 110 again? I guess rather than lowering the price, we just cut some
Yeah,
packs,
so this is letting you turn your
which I
artifacts
like.
into other
I don't know. I guess it doesn't super matter, but I do like 36 packs as a. For me, I run events with my friends, and 36 packs was really nice for that. So but if it makes it more accessible for people, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no new secret layers up yet.
No,
unfortunately.
nothing new on Secret Lair.
I think they'll. I wonder when we're gonna see stuff because
You can
do they
still
do
buy the
Dustborn
Ghostbusters things.
tie-in secret layer stuff?
This Hasuni Miko you can still buy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
they'll
they
do
did
it.
those.
They'll do a tie-in at some point. We got Festival in a Box that they're announcing like next week, and then probably the week after
Yeah.
that we'll get our like big Q1 bundle dump that'll have all these Aetherdrift treatments and all kind of stuff. Sack another artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal 1 plus sacrifice mana value. Put it on the battlefield. Dom. A new Iron Man piece. Oh baby, it's just another version. This is great. Redundancy on our commanders.
But it's awesome.
What?
So let's see the return of.
Oh my God, they reprinted Bloodghast. That is a vampire? What?
Dude, look at the art on the board list. Look at that.
Tell me that's
Rude
not
Rider.
Secret Layer art, dude.
It's a borderless Rude Rider. Okay, so that's another showcase treatment. Here's the Rude Rider.
Okay, so, dude, all right. Are you, Travis, are you familiar with Bloodghast?
Yes.
Okay, Bloodghast is a huge reprint. Not huge as far as value goes. It's like a $6
Right, but
card.
like nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. This card debuted when Jake and I started playing together. I started way back in Invasion, but Jake started around Alara block, and our first big release together was Zendikar. This card debuted in Zendikar. Yeah, exactly. Dom saying takes me back to college right now. This card was enormous then. Has been great since then because turns out a card that creature that returns on a landfall is really freaking good for a lot of different uses.
Yeah.
Coming to a place like not entirely blank page, but having like a couple.
God, that art is insane. That art is insane. That is
Yeah,
a secret
That's what I
layer.
was talking about.
Just do a
That's what I was talking about. That one is the most wild that I've seen so far.
I'm telling you, man, I actually can't now wait for the first big bundle secret layer drop. If they're like, all right, y'all want crazy shit? We'll get to the crazy shit. 13 more likes and we're at 169, and I get to tell Jake that we had a good stream and we got to 169 likes. Appreciate everybody hanging out today. If you're not subscribed to us, we cover Magic value collecting on a budget. We cover Commander predominantly, both deck building and collecting, and we cover Magic news, so you should definitely subscribe. I got Travis Gafford. You may know him from League if you know him. Hanging in, stepping in for Jake, who couldn't make the stream today. Like I said, trapped in an oil painting. He fell into a charcoal drawing like the Aha music video, and we miss him. But he's working on an adventure, and as soon as he's back, we'll get him back on the stream.
And I'm pretty excited to do this just because I know you had mentioned that I was going to get Jake's rate for this video.
Yep.
So I know we still have to figure out what that is, but I'm looking forward to, yeah, I'll send you the invoice after I get.
We appreciate everybody that wants to sub. We are working on 83,000 subscribers right now, so you subscribing would be fantastic. Thanks to Blight Widow for pointing that out.
And this particular place, hey, we have a bunch of worlds that we've been to before that we can make.
Legitimately, folks, if you're watching this, I especially if you're watching it live, I love Jake and Joel or Magic content. It's always really fun whenever I get to be a cameo on here. But they do make really awesome content. So if you aren't subscribed, I, as a fan of the channel and somebody who does subscribe to it, would highly recommend it because you're going to get a lot of cool stuff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Your payment is in the mail. D2E2, what's up, brother? Yeah, the Pokemon collab is looking great.
Yeah, I was curious where Damien is a friend of mine, folks, and a friend of the channel, I guess I should say. And he, I was curious where he was going to land on this because he has big opinions about stuff. And so
This
cool that he's
looks
into it.
dope. Quag Feast, choose target. I mean, look, there's a lot of vehicle stuff in here. A lot of this set is going to be very niche playable. However, aesthetically, there's going to be a lot of legends. There should be some cool stuff. I mean, the special guest, there's a good chase card in here, plus the out of 500 chase card in here for the collectors that want to open stuff. I mean, you're chasing Chrome Moxes in this set now. That's insane. Choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle, mill 2 cards, and destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. Creature, planeswalker, or vehicle. I mean, see, look at this, y'all. This is a fantastic card for any graveyard-based commander. It mills you to fill up your graveyard. It's a destruction spell for 2 mana with no other restriction than your graveyard needs stuff. Look at that. Look at the legs. It's got cartoon wheel legs. The legs are wheeling around like a cartoon. And it looks like something you'd see out of, you know, in Ren and Stimpy when it would like flash into that really nasty looking, like just very momentarily, like if it wanted to zoom in on a guy's face with a pimple or something, it would zoom in and become like even nastier than the animation style already was. That's kind of what Agnesaur looks like in the second one there to me.
I was more of a Doug viewer, you know.
Gotcha.
Maybe Hey Arnold.
Yeah. I watched enough. It was a little inappropriate for my age. You know what I'm saying? I always remember those moments when it would like. There was already sort of a nasty kind of grungy style of art.
It does have that 90s kind of grungy look to it.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
For sure. It does kind of read as a little gold saber tooth for sure. All right. We'll mark down Poop Shoot McGee as not a fan of Aetherdrift. Poop Shoot, your vote has been recorded.
If I was like, I've never understood the mentality of this set is trash.
I mean, like, if you're just like this shit,
it reads with such malevolence.
There's just too many colors coming at Poop Shoot from too many different arts. All right, he's into the Q&A portion of this where he just starts going, I can't say, pay attention to previews. So we should be getting articles pretty soon of, let me go here.
I'm curious if they're going to update collecting Aetherdrift or not, because they did do that editor's note to update the play booster box topper, but they haven't updated anything else. So,
okay, collecting Aetherdrift has not
this
been
is
updated
not
further, no.
Yeah, because if you search like the box topper text in this, they say we'll show and share more about these cards soon. So
Chad, if y'all missed it,
I don't know, hopefully it does update.
All these treatments that you're seeing in yellow, this is what they actually look like. It's like a shiny yellow. It's not just a matte yellow card like those red cards, if you've seen those.
They have the arena stuff up. That just posted. I don't know if people care about that.
Good question. Normally the pre-release kits have some punch out stuff. Yeah. And
We're gonna get a little risky here, and we're gonna scroll Twitter. I've got a single hashtag pulled out though, so as long as everyone's minding their P's and Q's on Twitter, which happens a lot.
Dangerous.
Vinwixt, will you pronounce this word for me? Can you pronounce this word for me?
Me?
Yeah, Vinwixt.
I will not be pronouncing that word.
Jake always pronounces the words for me.
I don't want to. I can't say that.
Poop Shoot said, Crew is the worst mechanic that MTG has to offer. Why build a set around it? Just give me Horizons 4. Dude, come on. You're like, I don't want this standard set. I want one of the most powerful and pushed set sequels possible. Please give. I want all formats broken for at least 6 months so that we need bans immediately in every
we just
format.
released Horizons 3 6 months ago, but here's Horizons 4.
Okay, here they're showing this again. Japan Showcase too? Oh my god, dude. Buttlicker, the treatments have never been lower. Higher. We've got higher treatments. It's all treatments.
Rude Riders, the Revved Up, the Graffiti Giant, the Borderless. Those can be found in both play boosters and collector boosters. So
okay.
Is there an updated?
Yeah, he's just reading a graphic that we don't have yet.
Yeah. I just asked if
Blake,
there's an
just post
updated
the
collecting
graphic.
article. Yeah, seriously, Blake, just show us what you're looking at. We will digest it.
Is there
Yeah.
any way to gain more than 1 speed per turn?
No. You'll play the card.
Okay, so there is no way to gain more than 1 speed per turn. Poop shoot, I have to agree. It's one of my favorite skins that we've got for Jake right now. Jake mains are really celebrating today the new skin availability.
Oh, never mind. Storm thinks the skin sucks.
Crow Storm does not like the new Jake skin, but they have accepted that Jake is a playable champion. No,
Okay,
Crows,
so
we already saw it.
if you would draw 2, I mean, that's honestly this card, especially now knowing how easy it is to start your engines. This card seems pretty good.
The only thing about this card is that it doesn't have a power. So it itself is going to have a little bit of trouble helping you start your engines, which is interesting. Vinwix
Yeah.
can yell start your engines so that your
But I
speed
think-
becomes 1.
I imagine that you're doing this and you're playing this in like an Is It deck where you're peeing your
Sure.
opponents.
100%.
But you're right that if this is your turn 2 play, then you probably don't have a great other way on turn. You have to have some weird. Yeah.
I also feel
Yeah.
like
What do you
max
feel like, Joel?
speed. Well, I'm trying to think. So like City's Blessing. Once you achieve City's Blessing, it's there for the rest of the game. Like your whole board can get removed and you still got the City's Blessing. I'm assuming
No,
that
you
once
can't
your
skip
speed is 4, your speed doesn't go down.
Right.
So
No,
you're
once you have it, you have
constantly
it.
at max speed once you get it. And so it's like,
Yeah.
we got to get on the battlefield and we got to achieve max speed. And then all of our cards are just sick. Draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. I mean, that's straight up. That text has no other modifiers. That's the first card you draw every turn. You're drawing 2 instead.
You know what's weird about the start
It is
your
a little
engines
like
deck for
temptation.
Commander
What's that?
is you need, like, in Commander decks, you will need a bunch of start your engine cards. Probably at least like 5 or 6 if you want to interact with the mechanic.
Unless your commander says
Because
it.
if you're on, unless your commander says it. Because if you're on turn 7 and you play your start your engine card, like, you're never gonna have that max speed.
They explicitly
So
says
it is
RJ,
like an
thank you.
interesting deck building challenge.
RJ, did they happen to mention like, okay, so if I play Vinwixt here and I start my engines, my speed's at 1. Vinwixt gets removed. I deal some damage. Does my speed go up to 2? Because I've already started my engine? Ooh, Dom, that's pretty good, but it also feels like... No, they do like to create that like 1 hose card for the whole thing. Buzz, yes, I'm interpreting that correctly? Okay, cool. So I don't need... Once I've got my engine started, I don't need any help after that. It's like real life.
Right.
Okay.
It just says Garrick, but they're referencing a piece of art
Yeah.
that looks kind of like Garrick.
Yeah, it does.
They're all giggling about a Garrett cameo.
So I can't answer that question.
This is the, you were right, Joel. This is the, I can't answer that.
Yes,
I can't
correct.
answer that.
That's this familiar looking silhouette.
Achieve max speed at sticks. Assume same for 1 through 3. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like to prompt people to ask for rule building. So
Yeah, they made the mechanic that way because they learned day night. No one wants to keep track of it for the rest of the game. That makes sense. Yeah, it's basically ring temps, where it's just like,
Yeah.
you're there, you got it. You're there, you got it.
But it's, you know what's nice is that it's easier than ring temps, because ring temps became a pain whenever like the creature that was tempted left the battlefield, and then you have to like
Right.
re-tempt somebody, and like, where is it? Like that. This is definitely, it is in the same spirit as a constant thing that is existing.
Yeah.
That you are just leveling up, but it is nice that it is just something that will happen regardless of if you have creatures on the board or what's going on, you know.
Okay, so they are done with that
Sure, watch.
there. I'm going to reshare without the music.
Yeah, you want to go through some of these?
Yep. Make sure you can hear. You good?
Yes, I can hear.
And there's no, well, I mean, there's no music in your ears, right?
No.
All right, chat. Let's see. So I'm pretty interested in Start Your Engines, especially with a card like Far Fortune down here. 4 mana, Start Your Engines. Starting a little late, but whenever you attack, it deals a damage to each opponent. So it's like also got the built-in to go up. A lot of these have start your engines, huh? Well, a few of them do. Zahir does.
It does look like they're going to update collecting the. Sorry, I was just distracted. It says
Sure.
on the side of this tweet. Be sure to check out the collecting Aetherdrift article later this morning. So it looks like they are planning on updating.
Yeah,
this,
for sure.
Hopefully before our stream is done.
They've got to. We've got a lot of data still missing.
Yeah. The other thing that's
here we go. It's updated now because these cards were previewed today.
Perfect.
The other thing is what?
No. Let's look at these.
Okay, so first place foils are only available in box toppers. Aetherdrift play booster boxes and collector booster boxes come with a prize of their own. Each contains a box topper pack. First place box topper pack contain. Oh my God! Look at those. We'll get there. First place box topper pack contains.
Because I can't see this, so you're probably the first person to have it. You should tweet these out.
Oh, nice. Look at that, chat. We're gonna get some internet points live here. Copy image. Boom. JPN showcase going hard in Aetherdrift. Hashtag. What's the hashtag for this set?
MTG Aetherdrift.
Oh, very, very thoughtful. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. Okay, chat. Let's look at this. Mythic first place box topper pack contains 2 cards, 1 of 10 first place foil full art basic lands, and 1 of 127 first place foil rare or mythic rare cards. Wow, y'all. These are going to be
So those are exclusive to
box topper packs.
Okay. So you can't even get them in collect.
That is correct. First place foils. Boom. This is all you got as the options.
I feel like some of those are going to go. Is this the first time in a long time that they've made box toppers like this exclusive?
This exclusive? I think so. Maybe all the way back to like, I'd have to look through the history, but like Ultimate Masters, this reminds me a little bit of Ultimate Masters where the box topper was like a highly desired item and not just like, oh yeah, there's a box topper.
Where was our Card Shop Reality? There you go. Card Shop Reality. We now have. I'm curious, Card Shop Reality. You were very into the box topper question. Like,
yes.
What do you think of this?
I mean, that pack is a pretty killer collector item, even though they're showing up in play booster boxes, collector booster boxes, and finish line bundles.
I mean, that also makes the finish line bundle perhaps a little more attractive because it's probably the most cost-effective way of getting a box topper. So if some of these box toppers end up going for a decent amount.
Yeah, he wants to know about the promo. There's a buy a box promo in addition to the box topper.
Sorry,
we might see that. Okay, y'all, JPN Showcase returning in Aetherdrift. This is going to be a consistent thing now. Hope you like it. I personally do. I think they look dope. Showcase and traditional foil and showcase and fractured foil available in collector boosters finish line bundle. And look at that, they've added MTG Arena card styles to the availability charting for these cards. That's interesting. Chrome Mox special guests crafted. Oh, look at that. That makes sense. Special guests crafted by the Secret Lair team.
You feel so clever right now, Joel.
Aha! Interesting. It seems as though Joel's on to something here. Rev up those engines and prepare for some eye-catching special guest card. We work with the Secret Lair team to make these 10 cards, 10 special guests, as true to Aetherdrift as we could, and they certainly delivered. Since we're already going full throttle with Secret Lair, we decided to bring the first place foil fun to these special guest card. They are only in play boosters, collector boosters, and first place foil special guest cards are only in the first place box topper packs. Wow.
You can get a first place foil.
Dude.
You can get a special guest in the box topper. I wonder if that's at increased rarity.
Gotta be. That's right, Coin. That's 100% right. On the day where we had a special guest on the stream, we found a Chrome Mox in the special guest slot of Aetherdrift. Aww.
You found a... Oh, there you go. Buy a box, right?
Dog. Yeah, this is known, actually. I'm sorry. I didn't ever remember that. This is the buy a box promo. Lifecraft Engine in unset treatment.
No, this was not on that page until just now. Maybe they tweeted out previously. But...
Yeah, this had already been, because this is already on Scryfall. This has been there for a while.
Okay.
All 3 treatments of Lifecraft Engine. I only know 100% because I made a short about this last week.
Yeah, for the
talking
past
about
week.
how secret layer this has been looking to me, and how this looks so different, and how all 3 look insanely different from each other. That's just very unlike MTG art, especially in a main set, to have 3 different treatments where, like, not only is the entire art style different, it is like completely different direction. The models of the subjects are different, and that's just not common. People typically are able to glance at even 3 different treatments of a thing and go, oh, that's a Lifecraft engine, not, what is that, some sort of ram with dragonfly wings? Or is that a cat on wheels? Why is that cat so nonchalant? You know?
So true.
Let's go back to here. So we just don't have the straight up percentages. We'll have to get somebody to do the math.
Oh, if
that's
you
way
scroll
smarter
down now,
than me.
I'm seeing they're trying to do there's like a render of the first place.
Oh, what
That's
is-
not loading.
What the?
Look at how bright that foil is, Joel. It's
Okay,
so
here's-
bright you can't even see the card.
Look at that.
There we go. Okay, this
Let's
is
zoom
here.
in on this. This is a thing. Coin, thank you for becoming a member, buddy. Appreciate you joining the token creatures. As a token creature, you do get our anthem. +1/+1, flying, first strike, indestructible, and vigilance. But we do have to sacrifice one of you at the beginning of every turn. So, like,
These
keep your head down.
look a lot cooler in this video. You can see the foiling a lot better than you can
Dog,
in
yeah,
that
these
other-
look tight. Right, because
Yeah.
they went with a more neutral background instead of all of the colors.
Yeah. Well, and I think they're like the other ones might have been more like a, I don't know. But this one you can totally see. These look cool.
Spec, you want to start looking up some,
Shimmering
can you do
layer.
some percentages for us here? I'd love to know the percentage of pulling a first place foil starting line. What is it called? First place.
Okay,
That's
so
it. First
these-
place foil chrome mox.
So these are what we're looking at right now are the first place box topper.
Correct. First place box topper includes, the pack includes one first place foil, a full art basic land, and a first place foil rare or mythic, which can be one of Aetherdrift's special guests, a borderless or extended cards. 84 rares and 43 mythic rares total. Man, that is just like such a wild shot. Wide opening of what you could hit in that slot. People pulling those first place foil chrome moxes. Ay, 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 ay. We saw the full
Yeah,
art
the
driver's
box
seat
toppers are-
lands.
Are the chase for this?
As far as first,
I guess
as
it kind of makes sense that they lowered the price for this set, or like that they lowered that they're doing these box topper things in the first set that they have 30 and they're bringing boxes back to 100, right?
right. So we got the driver's seat lands. If you like those, kind of interesting perspective.
Ooh, I like how they did the. Yeah, I'm sorry, I've already scrolled down a little bit to where you were just looking at. I like that you can hover over these and
Yep.
sort of check them out. Smart.
This looks great.
Dude, look, you can get the frog lady on the island.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god, this box topper pack, dude. We're gonna have to make a whole video just breaking down this box topper pack. Looking to take the scenic route. In 25% of first place box topper packs, one of the basic lands will be one of 5 first place foil full art panorama lands, with a first place foil full art driver's seat land appearing the other 75% of the time.
Dude, I'm trying to decide if I like this or not. That they're
Ooh,
going
man.
so hard. Like, this is insane for the box toppers. Like
The
box
names
toppers are gonna
of these
be-
treatments have never been longer. This is crazy.
It's so funny that Wizards just constantly moves all over the place, right? Like, for a while, I remember box toppers used to be a huge thing. Then they stopped being a huge thing and you would just get box toppers that were like whatever, like Crimson Vow or whatever.
Yeah.
And now box toppers are like I feel like they're a more exciting pack to open than like a collector booster.
Very possibly, yeah. Very possibly, yeah. I mean, depending on the rarity, those chrome moxes are going to be insane. Those chrome moxes are going to be nuts.
I feel like this could make the finish line bundles. If these pop off, the finish line bundles will be,
For sure.
I think, a pretty big bet because that's the cheapest way to get access to these, at least until they start skyrocketing in value.
I mean, they're pretty sure that they're going to kill it with these treatments, or they wouldn't have been making videos like this. They were like,
Yeah.
people have got to see these. People have got to see these because they're going to get pumped about them. And I mean, they look dope. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting looking Magic card. It honestly reminds me a little bit of like Amonkhet treatment in a way that everybody's like, cool, thank you for keeping the font normal. Looks a little bit like, what were those called in Amonkhet and Aether Revolt? My brain not working right now. Masterpieces, thank you.
Yeah.
And Invocations, thank you. You're very helpful. I appreciate you.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That's why I'm here.
Borderless cards? What? Very normal now. Play boosters, collector boosters, bundle, finish line bundle, pre-release pack. Those are everywhere.
But you say that, but I think they're going even harder on the borderless stuff in this set. Like, I think there are more it feels like there are going to be more borderless than we normally get. And then, yeah, these borderless treatments, which I know we're about to talk about, are pretty wild.
Yeah, so this is borderless. This is called borderless. Our first stop on this wild ride is called Borderless Revved Up, which is these right here with the graffiti. Racer in their ride and one action-packed piece of art. There are 41 different Borderless Revved Up cards across 9 commons, 17 uncommons, 11 rares, and 4 mythics. A lot. Then you've got the Borderless Rude Riders, showing off the racing machines and steeds of the Grand Prix of 14 vehicles and mounts in the set. Also have highly stylized artwork along with a special font and frame. So 13 rare Rude Riders and 1 mythic rare Rude Rider. Oh man, the names of these treatments are getting crazy. You'll notice the Rude Rider by the font. That'll be the most like, that's 100% a Rude Rider thing, is this font up here that they've got. But then, I mean, all of the art with the bulging eyes, the Ren and Stimpy style with the flat single color background. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Chat, we appreciate everybody still hanging out. As you end your day with us, click that like button, click that subscribe button for us. Really helps us out. Trying to get to 83,000 subs. Yeah, starting your day with us as you go grab some lunch if you're on the East Coast, or get ready for your mid-morning snack if you're on the West Coast. Clicking that like button really helps us out. I wonder if we can get to 269 likes. That would be absolutely nuts. 13 rare Rude Riders, rare Rooters, 13 Rooters. Then we've got 8 mythic rare borderless graffiti giants.
These are also really cool.
These are all of the...
I like that art style.
Got it. So these are the 5 mythic rare Gear Hulks and the 3 Amonkhet gods. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting Hazoret so far that we've seen. Finally, there are 16 borderless rare legendary creatures with at least 1 2-color legendary creature for each racing team. We'll also be revealing a cycle of 5 borderless rare dual lands later on, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I'm very curious what the land cycle is going to look like.
It's the Verges. Oh, like just visually?
They said they're revealing rare dual... the borderless versions of them, I should say.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen the borderless.
Yeah, CS2 hub. Box toppers are also going to be in the finish line bundle. Here's more Japan Showcase stuff with Chandra. Special guests curated by Secret Lair. Not shocking. Look at that Lord of the Undead in that yellow. That looks sick as hell. Oh, extended art cards. How the mighty have fallen.
Wait, they have extended art cards in this set?
Man, these used to be... Oh man, I'm gonna old man yells at Cloud here.
They should lead with the extended art cards before they show us this other ones. Put those at the start of the article before you start scrolling down to the graffiti.
Okay, so somebody said it in chat, and I was waiting for a full, like, so I could show it to approve. But the raceways, we have got lands that start your engines. So you could have your speed at 2 on turn 1 if you wanted to. I drop in a land that starts your engines and drop in a little hasty 1-drop. Get in there.
Well, you have to drop a colorless hasty.
Ooh, that's a good point. That is a good point. That is intentionally designed, eh?
Yeah.
I do like this. Target creature gains haste until end of turn once you're at max speed. That's pretty crazy. On just a tap. Oh, wow. Max speed, this turns into a soul ring.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it's just tough because it's colorless. I mean, that's the thing that will hold it back.
I'm on Cat Raceway as an
But-
uncommon, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, see, I'm with DJ Mad. It's like Temple of the False God with... Yeah, Temple of the False God, except... No, it's Temple of the False God with fewer steps, really.
Oh, these what we should know really quickly on these lands you were just looking at.
Yeah.
These are you get these in the Finish Line bundle. These promo versions.
Oh, it's a foil extended version.
Yeah.
Got it. They all have new artwork too. Okay, so all of these
Yeah.
artworks are exclusive to the foil extended. Good lord, they have just... They have got...
this set is...
Yeah.
I normally have a hard time keeping up, but I can figure it out. This one is crazy with the box topper treatments, with everything. Like, I'm excited to look at this. Well, as I scroll down, I see the graphic that you're about to show on stream.
Yeah,
and,
we're
like,
going to get to
it's
that.
funny because this looks like the most simple version of it, but
I think it's worse. Eric is saying Phyrexian bundles all over again. This is going to be worse, dude. This is going to be worse because you could open up an insanely rare Chrome Mox. Imagine the Phyrexian bundles, except they had a highly desirable 0-mana artifact in there in that oil slick treatment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing is I actually don't think it'll be worse for, like, I don't think the Phyrexian bundles it'll pop as hard as the Phyrexian bundles, because those ones that would be like if the box toppers were only available in the Finish Line bundles.
Yeah. You can get them for buying a box of something else, is what you're saying.
Those were kind of the coolest cards from the set whenever All Be One came out, and they were exclusive to that bundle. So we'll see. Yeah, like this graphic, I wish that they would update this to show... Well, I guess they don't need to with the Finish Line bundle, because it's just a collector and a box topper, right?
Yeah, so
Collector and
play
and box topper.
booster. We got the box topper. You're revved up. Oh my god, look at all of the treatments.
Yeah.
Oh my... Yo,
Yep.
this is crazy. First place
I hope you
foil,
guys turn this into a
Revved
short
Up,
where you just
Rude
go through
Riders,
each of the
Graffiti
showcases
Giants,
in a single short.
Borderless, Japan Showcase, Serialized Headliner, Full Art Basics, Aetherdrift Special Guests, and Extended Arts. Holy moly guacamole.
So exclusive to the collectors, the only thing that's exclusive to the collectors are the Japan Showcase, the Serialized Headliner, and the Extended Art. Oh, and then
Correct.
foil Aetherdrift
Foil
Special
Aetherdrift
Guest. You can only
Special
get foil
Guests.
special guests. So the foil Mox, for instance, you can only get there. And I think they said there's
Correct.
10 special guests in this set.
Yes.
So we've seen one of the 10. I mean, that's got
I
to be
think
the
we've
most
seen
hype one.
two.
I don't know what else they could throw in there.
Oh, RJ, we're parfaited, dude. Base copies of some of these cards that are getting like a revved up and a Japan Showcase, and base copies of those are going to be insane. Collector boosters, here we go. So we got 4 traditional foils, 3 uncommon, 1 traditional foil full art driver's seat land, 1 non-foil. Okay, here we go. This is easier. 4 traditional foil commons, 3 traditional foil uncommons, a traditional foil full art basic land, a non-foil common or uncommon revved up card, which the revved up cards are these here.
Yes.
So in this slot, you will get 1 non-foil common or uncommon revved up card. Then you'll have a traditional foil common or uncommon revved up card. Then you'll have a traditional foil rare or mythic rare card. This will be your pack foil card right here. This will just look like a foil version of a regular base card from the set. Then you've got your slots. You got 1 rare or mythic rare borderless in foil or non-foil, or non-foil extended art commander cards. So your commander cards can be in this slot. or your borderless card, rare mythic. So this will be like a pack foil borderless or non-foil, or a non-foil extended art commander card. Okay. Then we got 2 slots with non-foil rare or mythic rare booster fun or extended art cards. So
sometimes you say these sentences and my brain just starts melting.
there's too many too many words coming at me from too many different sentences. 2 non-foil rare or mythic rare booster fun or extended art cards. Okay. So that's any of this. If we go to our little checklist thing here down here, that's not first place foils, but Revved Up, Rude Riders, Graffiti Giants. Did we say we can get a borderless? Nope. But we can't get an extended. So that's kind of a crapshoot slot. And then your final slot is... Can you even see this on stream? No. Your final slot over here is... so small we have to make it bigger. One rare or mythic
rare.
Traditional foil booster fun, Aetherdrift special guest or extended art card, or traditional foil or fracture foil Japanese showcase card, or your serialized headliner. There you go. Easy.
That would
chat.
be. This would be a fun quiz for like a game that you could play on stream with Jake. Is you test him. Is it possible to get 2 traditional foil common or uncommon revved up cards at a single collector booster?
I don't.
Can we look at these borderless? You just had that pulled up for a second ago. I know we got distracted by the article, but can we look at those borderless cards? No, not in the article. That tweet that you had that tweet pulled up, and then we noticed that collecting it.
This one here.
Yeah, these I really like. I think what I'm really excited about the set is that I do think the art goes really hard. And I really love specifically the borderless cards. I feel like so many of those are so cool looking. Yeah, I feel like this is the most I'm going to enjoy opening collector boosters in a while. Because I mean, just so many of these. Like, look at that Captain Howler art. It's just so cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. This feels really like we're getting primed, chat. This feels like Final Fantasy and Spider-Man are going to go so hard this year on treatments and locales of those treatments and exclusivity of those treatments and where you open those treatments that they're just like, look, this is what we're doing now. Enjoy. Jump in. Here's a ton of legends. Here they all look like Secret Lair, or a lot of them look like Secret Lair versions. Not so much these. These look more traditional. Like, that's just MTG art. I could see that.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. Okay, so here's the art of these lands that you can get out of booster packs. The starting line, the Amonkhet, and then the Muraganda.
I mean, this is really fun and limited because it just creates a lot of tension where if you're playing this, you are probably not playing a turn 1 drop.
Yes.
And you're not setting yourself up to be able to play like a 2-color card or something like that. You know, like you're sacrificing that first turn color. But it does, quote unquote, start your engines. So you're able to start climbing faster. So if you have like a turn 2 hasty or something, that's kind of neat.
Chad, I just dropped a new poll in there. If you would go vote in that poll and hit like while you're doing it. See if we can get up to 269. We're at 224. We can do this. Do you like Aetherdrift now more that you've seen it? Did seeing Aetherdrift, whether you were pumped or not, did seeing Aetherdrift increase, like seeing this preview today, did it increase or decrease your hype levels? That's what you can vote with yes or no right now. Saw those. I heard that the, like, frog god was spoiled. This isn't being sorted by time. This is being sorted by just cards coming in. Country Roads. Crypt Color Chariot. We saw that. Repurposing Bay. Probably need to take it over to Mythic Spoiler at this point. Wonder if they're starting to dump stuff yet. It's in our spoiler room. Nice. Let's go over to the Discord and pull up some new images of cards. Spoiler images only. Azerat Sabsinen. Okay. Open that link. Here we go. 5 mana. Six.
Wasn't this Jake's girlfriend in college?
I mean, if it was, damn. You got to say that. I mean, it's like Jake pulling a god. We'll put it that way. Jake pulling a god. We got to put it that way. Reach, trample, indestructible. On a 6/6. Can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. I'm out. I'm not doing math or thinking about even and odd. I'm out.
That does feel like a headache.
Sabsunin can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a +1 counter on Sabsunin. Then if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards.
Are you back in, Joel? Drawing 2 cards?
That's what Simic always does. Sorry. Aether Light Drifters. What is the blue-green team called? I need to know what the blue-green team is called.
You need the cheat sheet.
I do need a cheat sheet.
Where's the cheat? They need that in the Aetherdrift article. I want the cheat sheet on what they're all called.
Aetherdrift teams. Oh, you don't have their colors on here? Get out of here. Images.
Maybe that second article?
There's no cheat sheet yet. All 10 racing teams explained.
Yeah.
Red, black, blue, green. There we go.
Blue, green. There it is.
The Keel Haulers.
The Keel Haulers.
I mean, this is just a classic Keel Hauler card. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Joel, you gonna be hauling some keel?
This is just a classic Keel Hauler card. If you're building this commander, you're building a Keel Hauler good stuff deck, okay? That's what I'm saying. Oh, this is a probability. Keel Haulers are red, blue. Damn it, CBR, with your predictions. Blue, green are the Rangers. Rocketeers, Speed Demons, Guidelight Voyagers, Cloudspire Racers.
Why is this not available for us in an easily accessible?
You get the Aetherdrift Part 1. Oh, Sabsunin. Luxa Embodied. Okay. Oh, no. They're just not, they're not there yet. There's no guide yet. Sabsunin, Luxa Embodied seems interesting. Reach, trample, indestructible. Sabsunin can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on Sab. Then if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards.
It is a really weird card in limited as well, because you're just like taking turns off. I don't know.
Collector booster contents, Sabsunin, Luxa Embodied. Even number of counters on it. So, okay, so at the beginning of your first main phase, so you're not going to get a counter on Sabsunin.
No, but 0 is even.
Right. Attack or block unless it's an even. So the first
turn, it can block.
Attack and block. Okay, so if you give it haste too, it can attack right out of the gate.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, that's a killer blocker. Reach and indestructible.
Yeah.
And then
on
untap, upkeep, draw, and then your main phase, you put a counter on it. It's going to have an odd number of counters on it, so you get to draw 2 cards, but it's off for a turn of attacking and blocking.
But unless you put another counter on it, right? And there's a lot of ways to do that, I think.
My God, yes. Proliferate.
In Rangers.
Proliferate them up to, in Rangers colors. Classic Rangers colors to be able to proliferate.
Yeah. If you figure out a way to put another counter on it, it becomes an 8/8 reach, trample, indestructible that just got you 2 cards. So I guess that's the little
and is going to get you a new
Magic the Gathering. That's the mini game.
Get you a new get you 2 more cards on your next untap.
Yes. So you want to figure out a way to like be able to put a counter on it every turn consistently, like
classic Rangers. Classic Ranger color stuff. Just good just Rangers good stuff yet again.
Yeah.
Yet again. Rangers good stuff deck. Got it. Nobody knows who the Aetherdrift teams are. in our spoiler images here. Let's look at the card image gallery. Thanks for posting that. What have we not seen? We've seen all those. We've seen our Basri, our new cat, 1 mana cat. Yeah, we looked at them when they were streaming, but we can absolutely pull those back up. Take a peek at our commander cards. Streaking Oil Gorger. That's actually
So a lot
what
of
we
people
call
thought there
Jake
was going
in
to be
high
energy
school.
in the set, and there's not energy in the set. There's only in the pre-con.
It is only in the pre-con. Very interesting that there is no support.
I'm sure a lot of speculators are in shambles right now.
Not going to be any standard energy for you today. Sorry, chat. Thunderous Velocipede. Did we see this?
No, I don't think so. Or if it did, it flew by. No, it did, because I saw that first art.
Each other vehicle and creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it if its mana value is 4 or less. Wow. Otherwise, it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it.
So
Wait.
this is one of those ones where you play this on turn 3, and then on turn 5 you play your Frog God.
And it's going to enter with 3 +1/+1 counters on it, just straight up.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'll
this
be
is a
8/8.
Is this a really good mythic? Chad, is this like an insanely good mythic? Each other vehicle.
Cat, are you seeing this right now?
Chad, are you seeing this? Are you using your eyeballs to see this classic Rangers card here? An additional
seems pretty
+1
good.
counter on it, mana value 4 or less. 3 additional counters. It's pretty win more.
Yeah.
Because your
It's a
5 mana
5/5
stuff
trample too,
higher.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little mythic there. Boosted Sloop. Oh, Bright Glass? Did we? Oh, no. We've seen Bright Glass. That was the first one we saw.
dude,
It's
Joel,
just
you
that
ever just
new-
go out on an evening and you're just like, man, I'm craving a boosted sloop right now.
I could
go
use
for a boost.
a hot Boosted Sloop ASAP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. I like to watch
we-
my
we
Boosted
boosted
Sloop get
slooping.
cooked. So I like to go to open air kitchens to watch the chef prepare a good Boosted Sloop for me.
You think Elon ever gets his sloop boosted?
Frequently. With that much money, his sloop stays boosted, dude. Stays straight boosted. Oh, look at Far Fortune's.
All right, what is this? Quiz time, Joel. What is this showcase treatment called?
This would be boosted, I believe. Is that what it's called?
No.
Revved up.
It's
Damn
the-
it.
It's
Revved
not
up.
revved up. It's not revved up. I think this is the.
Oh, this isn't revved up?
The legendary creatures have a treatment.
Oh, yeah. It's not a rewriter. It's just the legendaries. These? Right.
Yeah, they said
Here.
that each of this one.
16 rare legendary creatures with at least 1 2-color legendary creature for each racing team.
This is just a borderless, I guess.
It is
There's
just,
not even.
yeah, dude, boring as
It's just
hell. Borderless card. What a boring,
That's so funny
boring
that they have so many
treatment.
names for so many things, and then like for these, they're just like, yep, and here's our borderless card.
We got the revved up treatment. We got the giant graffiti treatment. We've got this one's called borderless. It has no border. Enjoy.
And we saved the best for our legendary creatures
Yeah.
that are headlining each of the teams.
Do you want
They're
something
borderless.
sweet in your commander zone? Check out we've used it a lot of times before called borderless treatment. New-ish in Aetherdrift.
Why is that so funny to me? That's so funny.
Guide light. Oh, Kaladin. We never went back and looked at. Oh, these are our. Okay, so
Yeah, these
this,
are the racing team leaders, I think.
No, but this is in the commander set. This is the lieutenant of the commander decks.
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
thought.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Collector boosters, commander decks. Yeah. Eternal Might. Yeah. This was the lieutenant commander of the zombies precon. Whenever you discard a creature card, you can pay a blue and 2. If you do, create a tapped token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie.
So Esper Commander that wants you to discard cards to make zombie versions of them.
Easy peasy.
I mean, this is pretty coll. It's funny because I was playing Innistrad Remaster this weekend, and I was remembering how fun it is to play with Madness cards.
Yeah.
And Yeah, you're just discarding madness cards for effects and then making copies of them on putting them on the board.
I'm looking for something like Gaia Reach Sanitarium. I'm looking actually for something that's like just tap, draw, discard. Like pay one, discard a card. Like I want a repeatable. Whenever you cast a creature, discard a card. If you do draw, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Here we go. Key to the city.
Dude, Hazaret's monument stocks are going up.
Key to the city. Discard a card up to one target creature can't be blocked this turn. That card plays pretty well in that deck. Anything that's going to let you, without a mana investment, there you go, Mazdalanti, the Great Door, tap, draw, discard. Anything that's going to let you, without a mana investment, discard a card so that you can have that 3 mana more readily available. That card goes to your graveyard, does not get exiled, which is sick. You get a copy of it as a 4/4, so any of its ETBs, any of its, I mean, you're in the right colors to get Avacyn Angel. Like, discard Avacyn Angel, indestructible 4/4, other permanents you control have indestructible, and she's still in your graveyard for if they answer it. I like that. I like that. Hashaton.
There's a... Look up, if I can find it. I mean, there are cards that just like discard. You don't even have to tap. That just sit on the board. There's one in Innistrad Remastered this past weekend that gives something flying whenever you discard a card, and it's like repeatable every turn. Pretty crazy. Try and see if I can find it on the gallery. Oh yeah, Olivia's Dragoon. Olivia's Dragoon.
Dragoon. Discard a card. This creature gains flying until in a turn. Yep. Anything that lets you just automatically do it.
Yeah, and so you could just, yeah, don't even have to tap, don't have to activate.
Big fan. I think that this has got some pretty cool playability. And in foil, that art's going to look pretty sick. This one's not a commander card, but we didn't look at it when we were going through. We just kind of glanced at it and went, ooh, nice. A 2-mana 2/3 gives all your mounts and vehicles haste, and whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled, and whenever a vehicle you control enters, it becomes an artifact creature. So that means that your mounts and vehicles having haste and they get saddled or become creatures, meaning every time you drop a mount or vehicle, it can attack without anything else needed, which is pretty sweet.
I wonder that I feel like this would be really cool in a deck where you're just able to cheat out big mounts and vehicles in certain ways, and then they just immediately attack.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's exactly. Commander is Boros. We'll sort it up EDH Rex so that we can see like all of those. I mean, just imagine a Sky Sovereign having haste. That's 6 on its ability. It ETBs, deals 3, it attacks, deals 3, and it attacks for 6.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, any of these just having haste and being a creature when they come down, typically, you know, they are undercost for what they do because you have to turn them on. And so a 7/7 for that's, I mean, a 10/10 for 7, pro mana value 3 or less, attacks, deals 5 to each opponent.
Dude, you know that there are I'm sure we'll see one in a second where it's like when it enters or attacks, and then you just get both effects. Like it enters and then immediately attacks, and you get double. Sorry.
That's Sky Sovereign, but enters. Let's see if there's any more attacks. Enters, create 2/2s, attacks, attacking creatures you control gain flying. Enters, make a 1/1, attacks, proliferate. Attacks, exile up to one other target tapped creature or vehicle for as long as that card remains exiled. Its owner may play it. Whenever a player plays a card exiled with Prowl, you draw a card and convert Prowl. Huh, a Prowl deck. Attacks while saddled. Oh, and it's automatically saddled. Oh, except you don't get the effect. Exile in and up to one target creature that's saddled in. Enters or attacks, exile up to one other target creature until it leaves the battlefield. If a creature is put into exile this way, return each other card exiled with it onto the battlefield.
No, that would not work either.
Not as fun.
All right, never mind.
I mean, you
Our
could make
brilliant
you
plan
could get a blink ability and stuff one of your opponent's creatures. Because
Yeah,
when
that's
it
true.
ETBs, you can exile your own, and then when it attacks, that one comes back. You exile one of their things, you get the ETB.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, boom.
No, that's true.
But there are a lot of cool, like, attacks. If defending player controls more lands than you, get a planes. Being able to control effects like that with your Boros commander. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Talked about loot. Talked about those. Talked about Mendicant Core. Pia Nalar.
PNLR.
Pia was the lieutenant commander of the energy deck. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you get 2 energy, and at the beginning of your end step, you can pay 1 or more energy, and if you do, create an XX colorless vehicle artifact token named Nalar Aetherjet. That token better be in the box, or I'm going to be pissed, with flying and crew 2, where X is the amount of energy spent. I mean, it seems pretty nuts. If you can make a ton of artifact, it's every end step you're making one of these. If you can make a ton of energy, excuse me.
Yeah.
You're
I
only
mean,
getting...
she's historically been like a Thopter
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
So
You're getting maximum of 2 energy per turn from her. Nope. You get a maximum of 6 energy per turn. Because you can attack... You can send Thopters in 3 different
To a
directions.
player.
Yeah.
yeah.
1 or more to a player. So you get... I mean, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Holy sh... Pia can passively give you up to 6 energy a turn, not counting anything else that you've got, battlefield or hand, to give you energy. And every end step, you're making an XX that stays that XX because it's just had the energy pumped into it. And she can crew them. 6/6 flying vehicle every end step if you're hitting with 3 Thopters. That's exactly right, Cool Cat. That's what I'm saying. That seems pretty cool. Seems pretty good to
It's
me.
just unfortunate that what she's making are not Thopters, because there are things that care about Thopters, right?
Yep. That was probably a very specific choice not to make this a Thopter kindred commander as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat, what commanders are y'all seeing that interest you to build so far? Where's everybody's head at as far as interest in a new legend to either take over a spot, like take over a deck that you've already got built, or to be a brand new build? Redshift, Rocketeer Chief, 2 mana, 2/3 Vigi. Add X of any one color where X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. And then you jack up the power, and then you got 12 mana, 1-time use. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. I mean, that's cool.
It seems really, you have to do a lot to get this,
I mean,
to do the effect.
what else?
It's asking a lot of you.
What else do you have in your hand? Add up all the mana costs of all the cards in your hand. Is it 12 or more? I mean, it needs to be 13, basically.
Yeah. You're building a deck
Off
in
just
2
your permanents.
directions, right?
Right.
You're building ones that you're building a bunch of stuff that buffs him, but then you're building a bunch of stuff that you want to cheat out.
I could see this with like Agatha's Soul Cauldron. It's a cool activated ability.
Yeah.
You could grab that. And then the Exhaust
This not
is an
typically the
activated
type of
ability
deck
as
to
well.
build.
This is just weird because basically you have to build Redshift's power up really hard, really fast so that you can activate that 12 at a reduction early.
Yeah. This is the stuff where it's just rough because I feel like you're sort of sent in 2 opposing directions, right? Like, what if the things that are in your hand are just things that buff his power, but now you've already exhausted, so you can't, it's not like you get to do it again. You have to like wait for him to die again. I don't know.
That one doesn't interest me as much,
Yeah.
but I bet somebody's going to be able to kill it. This is the main face commander of the new energy precon from Aetherdrift, Saheeli Radiant Creator. 4 mana, 4/4. Whenever you cast an Artificer or Artifact spell, you get an energy. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you can pay 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, so you could copy your lands if you wanted to, except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types and has haste. You do have to sack it at the beginning of the next end step. So you're looking at stuff with cool ETBs, cool death triggers, cool combat tricks, combat damage. Whenever it deals combat damage, does a thing. Those kind of permanents. Or just make a copy of a land. Get yourself some extra mana for 3 energy. Mana rock.
It's kind of funny that the Esper commander that we saw and this one are doing similar things in that they're creating copies of stuff.
Yeah, both of them are copiers. That's right. That's an interesting observation. That's exactly right. Copy commanders. Also interesting that the last energy commander we had at the head of a precon was Satya, and Satya was a copy commander.
Was that the Modern Horizons 3?
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever it attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of up to one other target non-token creature you control. You get 2 energy, and then you have to sacrifice that token unless you pay mana equal to its mana value. Unless you pay energy equal to its mana value, sorry. Yeah. So, seems like energy makes copies of things. That is where they believe that that mechanic should live.
It's a printer.
Yeah. Sita Varma has an exhaust. It's a 2-mana commander, but has a 1 exhaust ability. X and 3 with 2 green and blue in there. Put X +1/+1 counters on Sita. Then you may have the base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Sita Varma's power until end of turn. Got it. So it's a finisher for Rough Riders good stuff. What is this? What is this crew called again? Our Simic
Rangers.
Homies? Rangers. That's right. It's a good Ranger finisher card.
Like a list. I just want a simple list of this or a graphic. I know we're looking at Legends or Multicolor right now, but I'm curious, if you go to Red, what do you think of both of all the Chandra arts? Because we didn't really talk too much about.
We'll go back to Tim in just a second. Let me all colors. Red.
I just know I'll forget to ask you this. We didn't really talk too much about it.
Okay, so we got 2 different Chandra arts here.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I don't like this art as much, but when you put it in the gold or the yellow, I think it looks way cooler.
This,
like, yeah, switch between the 2 of them. It feels like it was almost designed for.
It does look cool. Man, I'm really interested in these cards. I wonder how rare these are going to be.
Yeah.
Let me check this poll real fast.
So this card you're looking at, without cheating, Joel. Where can you get this card?
Only in a box topper.
That is correct, yeah.
If it's yellow, it's only in a box topper. That's a nice little easy rule of thumb here. I asked chat, do you like Aetherdrift more now that you've seen it? 66% of people said yes. 33% of people said no. I wonder what it is hitting early for Aetherdrift, because people actually were lower on Murders at Karlov, whatever the hell it was called. People were lower on Murders after they saw the preview event than they were going into it. But
I think it's because people were excited about Ravnica, and then they were like, oh, this isn't Ravnica.
Right.
Whereas this, I think people, they talked a lot less about this, and I think that because it was multiplanar, people weren't really, there wasn't anything for them to really latch onto. But now you see it, and I think they're going so hard in some of the card treatments and stuff that it's at least interesting for the people who like those treatments, Dude, I wonder how much, how expensive is that Chandra, the box topper Chandra, gonna be? I mean, I guess it's not a card that we'll see too much play.
That's the thing. It'll depend. Yeah. The ones from, it'll be the Chrome boxes. It'll be the cards that have the most playability in that treatment will really be the ones that take it far.
It's just that in some of these arts, like, I actually think that the box topper treatment version of it is like not as good looking as like if you look at Kolodin, right? He's the Boros commander that we were looking at earlier. I actually like the borderless version of him more than I like the box topper version of him. But when I look at the Chandra one, I think the box topper version is the best, right? Like if you were looking at those two, which one, I'm curious, which one do you think looks cooler?
These two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this one. This one for sure.
Really? Okay, yeah. See, I like the borderless one more.
like
I
this
feel
more?
like the yellow doesn't work as well. There,
I'm
as
really
it
into
does in the Chandra
sci-fi,
one,
so whatever this like punching flat beam thing is really doing it for me. I want that weapon. I don't know what it does, but I do want it. And so
you
like,
want it.
This just
Interesting.
looks cool to me.
Okay, sorry. We can go back to looking at commanders.
No, yeah, I mean I wanted to go down and find. We saw those. These here. We saw Seat of Armor. Let's look at Timid. 5 mana 4/4 Vigilance Menace. Whenever you attack, draw and discard. Does that? Whenever you attack, that would say whenever you attack with one or more creatures, right? If it was only supposed to trigger once. So does this trigger off every attacker?
No. You as a commander, you attack.
Whenever you attack.
Yes,
It's
you are.
when you attack.
You as a as a player, you are attacking.
I'm attacking. Got it.
Yes.
1,000
So it's only one.
creatures, one creature. I'm attacking. Whenever you attack, draw a card, discard a card. And then whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. There's so much to like really take advantage of this, especially with a deck that wants to discard cards. Not only doesn't care about discarding cards, but wants to discard cards. There's more value in stuff that lets you draw and like discard the same number of cards, which this deck is completely fine with doing. Typically, you want to net cards, but this deck doesn't care about that because it's probably running a lot of reanimation spells, and everything that's going into the graveyard is fair game.
Yeah,
However,
I think this
you're
is
getting
cool...
more pump because you're getting more value from your card draw spells because you're able to draw more cards because you're discarding an equal or close number of cards. You know what I'm saying?
I think this is a cool commander for a precon because it's the type of precon that I'd be like, hey, do you like the idea of zombies? Here,
right.
New player friend, you should play it. But for me, I feel like this is like we get so many wild commanders these days that this is a little boring. I feel like for somebody who's looking for a new commander, but. Yeah, I'm sure that it's good.
Good if you wanted a 3-color Esper. If you wanted an Esper Zombies commander that wasn't the one. There's only one option. Is commander color white, blue, black, zombie. Varina Lich Queen. This is pretty much your only option for an Esper Zombies
what
commander.
Was the second one?
It's Nevin Earl, which is a completely different thing.
Oh, okay.
This is, you just got to build. I mean, it could be a zombies commander, but
right.
you got to build it in a weird way. This one is just kind of straight up. Whenever you attack with one or more, draw that many, discard that many, you gain that much life. And then 2 and exile 2 cards, you create a 2/2 zombie.
Yeah, I definitely think the new commander is cooler than this one. So,
correct.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool for people who want to build like an Esper Zombies. It's not as interesting, I think, to me.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's very straightforward design. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Winter. Ward pay 2. Artifacts you control have ward pay 2, and then 1 time per instance of Winter Cursed Rider. 4 mana tap it, exile X artifact cards from your graveyard. That is a restrictor. You're not going to be able to just like blank Winter and get to do this over and over again because you do have to exile artifacts as part of this cost. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X until end of turn. Nice that it says other, so it leaves Winter on the battlefield.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess you're playing this in a sacrifice deck. I feel like anything with exhaust on it in the command zone, you're going to want to have ways to get it killed because you want to use it again. Or I guess to blink it. Actually, you could blink this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The secondary cost of exiling X artifact cards from your graveyard. I mean, you're going to want to be hitting like 4 or 5 artifacts when you activate this to really get the most of the board. 6 would be perfect.
Yeah.
Because 6 is pretty much going to wipe off 95% of boards.
Yeah.
But
it's fascinating. It's literally just a commander with a one-sided board wipe on him. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. It kind of can protect your artifacts. It's an interesting design. Anything Anything in the set we can put in the Hedron Crab Mill deck in Modern? I don't know. We'll have to ask Jacob. He would
It's
be able to
also
tell us.
not sorcery, so you can just kind of leave it open.
That's true. EOT, wipe your board, go to me.
Yeah, or just like, oh, you're going to kill Winter? Okay, well, in response,
Right.
you know.
Sorry, taking everybody with me.
Yeah.
That's interesting. The Lieutenant Commander for the Esper Zombies deck, you always saw it. It was this one here. It's
He's
somewhere.
gone.
It's somewhere.
He's hiding.
It'll pop up. Winter. So this is not that one. Oh, it's not counting as a multicolored card because it's a white card with multicolor in the box.
Right.
We'll go check it out. Or a black card. I can't remember. Zahir Glory's Pass. Oh, yeah. So this is the activate once per turn. Should be an infinite sack outlet, but it's not. But Surveil is nice on a sack another creature. And it doesn't. It can be a token, which is sick. But you got a max speed ability here of whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a tap 2/2. So you really don't want token creatures to be dying. It's a little reanimatory. It's a little tokeny.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's neat, but I don't see it in the command zone as being particularly interesting.
Yeah.
I guess it is the problem though is you kind of want it in the command zone if it's a start your engines card.
Also, 2 mana start your engines card. Yeah, nothing to shake a stick at. Let me go see this card real fast. Oh, it must have been black. With white and blue, or with blue in the... Wasn't it? No, it had to be 2 colors, right?
We've discovered there is no Lieutenant Commander.
Oh, I thought we were looking at it a while ago.
Here, let me see. I'll start looking too. Maybe chat remembers what the name was.
It was in multicolor? I just missed it? Our fortune. Here it is. Thank you. Hashaton. This was the Lieutenant Commander of the zombie deck. I think personally this is a better commander just because the ability is insane. It doesn't protect itself and you have to fuel the discard with other cards. It doesn't fuel itself either. But this gets down early. And if you played some kind of discard thing on turn 1, on turn 3, you're potentially making a copy of one of the most powerful creatures in your deck. And it's in the graveyard for you to reanimate the next turn. Yeah, Justin, this is one of the 2 pre-con face commanders for the blue, black, white zombie discard theme.
Yeah, this card is neat. I think this one's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it is within a line. Like there are obviously we already saw the other commander precon also does this. There's a lot of things that are like, oh, you can discard or destroy or something big, and then it becomes a 4/4 something. So there's a lot of things like this, but it is pretty neat.
Yeah, this is the one that actually excites me the most as a brewer right now, just because to Dom's point, you don't have to go zombies. To Eddie's point, some niche discard cards are going to fuel this and really be fun in this. Stuff that's going to let you discard for free so that you have mana up to copy creatures that you're discarding. I think that's going to be really, really fun.
Well, and Joel, I think you've been in your Reanimator era for about 18 months now. And
well, I'm
like
out. The last year, I've really been out of my Reanimator era. I played Bumbleflower last year. I played Ulalek last year. I played Lumra last year. I played Nelly last year and Prosh is not a Reanimator. And I played Iron Man last year. I'm looking at all my decks. Yeah, not a single.
Remember that 2023 was the year
Yes.
Joel said, I'm in my Reanimator era in every video that they released.
2023 was a big Reanimator year for me. It ended with Dahada. The beginning of Phyrexian, the beginning of the next year with Phyrexia all will be one, provided the Herald Rona. I built a blue-black Phyrexian themed Reanimator deck then, and I built Dahada as well. Just seemed like everything I was doing there for a while was reanimating things. Chat, we really appreciate everybody hanging out today. that is going to do it for the preview stream of Aetherspark. I hope that everybody's excited. I'm excited that Travis filled in for Jake today. Not excited that Jake wasn't
Thanks
here.
for having me on.
But
this
Travis,
was really
thank you
fun.
so
I
much.
was a little groggy in the beginning and getting my brain going, but I think it's really neat to look at the new sets. I'm always really excited for these days whenever something gets revealed. I know this is a bit of a controversial set, and we'll see. I'm curious to see. I know we were doing some polling with your chat, but I'm curious to see what the general consensus ends up being among other content creators and folks. But I'm excited to play this, and honestly, like, I think, was it you I was talking to about this? It might have been Jake, but it's funny because I'm so used to a set coming out like once every 6 to 8 weeks that this has felt like a very long time between sets, especially since Innistrad Remastered is not really getting much fanfare. So
yeah,
I'm excited to see a new set.
The Christmas break is always a nice one because we get something in November, maybe some like Secret Lair one-offs in December, but really not a full set release again until the middle of February. They have been doing these remastered beginning of the year sets, but yeah, I think a lot of people, that's just kind of like a wake up for the year for most people. That's not so much like, all right, let's invest and look for some cards, especially because you know all the cards in it. There's nothing in there that's going to impress anybody other than, oh, cool, a new version of a Braid. Oh, sweet, a new Zealous Conscript, so I can upgrade my version. You know, that's really all that set's good for. This set gets people brewing, gets people excited about new cards, new mechanics. That's all. I mean, like, that fuels a Magic player. New cards, new mechanics. Holy crap, that you could do that all day, every day, and everybody be happy. And so, yeah, it has been a nice little break. It'll start up fast and furious yet again. Like, I think you've already started to see it. You got your Secret Lair stuff starting to get announced. Now we're not into new sets. Innistrad Remastered just came out. All of that finished.
Dude, I'm excited for the video that you guys do, just breaking down all the different ways you can get different things.
I'm going to have to go get
this one is crazy.
A Harvard professor, tenured Harvard professor on the line of economics to sit down with me and explain the new model so that I can understand where everything's coming from.
Box toppers. I think box toppers are going to be the big takeaway from this. Like, I think
truly
box toppers are the big story for this set.
Truly. I appreciate everybody that hung out all day today. If you're watching this after fact or you haven't done it yet, click that like button, click that subscribe button. Jake and I are rocketing toward 83, 84K, and we are trying to get to 100 by the end of the year. So your click is very appreciated. We got a lot of videos coming out very soon on all this, y'all. Thanks. That was fun. Y'all have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week. New video tomorrow. Catch y'all then.